Hey everybody, welcome to stream. Hold on a moment while I just wait on YouTube, make sure we're all good. I can be honest, I am feeling rather, I don't know how else to say this other than like a little bit on the crap side, like a little bit sick-like almost, and not feeling great, so don't know how today's stream's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming for a long time. Want to let you guys know that ahead of time. So before we get into this, I'm going to do a little bit of testing and mess around with some stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I've been feeling rather nasty today. I don't know what's been with me, but I feel like I've been having a really, really rough day, and I may not even be able to do an hour of streaming as a result. We'll have to see. I guess I can tell you guys what happened. Besides the obvious, I've been having sleeping problems, and I've told you guys about that. I've been having stomach issues all day. Something upset my stomach, and it's also, you guys ever had that feeling when you eat something that's either spicy or just something doesn't settle well with your stomach? I ate something and it messed up my sinuses, and my nose has been acting up. On top of that, I've been having that problem, and I've been having problem regarding, what was it, I remember, I think I've been having a slight headache too. Everything's been rather not great, to say the least. Excuse me. I forgot to test this like I said I was going to. I'm just fucking not feeling good and feeling a little tired, so my bad if I'm not completely with it at the moment. How's everybody doing right now, though? Hopefully a little better than I am. Actually wasn't planning to do this shiny hunt so soon, but I mentioned before I wanted to do some changes to the channel, and I kind of want to get this whole thing with Regirock out of the way before I actually go on and stop shiny hunting, so figured I'd give it a shot, see if I can maybe potentially get the shiny here first. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. This is gonna just do normal damage, right? My testing was like an ice damage was normal or super effective, and okay, it's normal. Just wondering about that. That gives me an answer for that. I'll test one more thing on this and we're all good. There's a lot that's been going on since, like, last stream. I've been watching some streams, trying to take it a little easy because I've not been feeling absolute best, so just trying to relax the moment and not overstress myself. I've seen some Twitter shit going crazy again. Nothing really phenomenal, not like worth talking about. Just Twitter being Twitter, trying to cancel somebody else. Apparently, excuse me a second, I got something on my fucking hand right now and I need to get it off. It's like hair that got it stuck to my fingers. I fucking hate that feeling, and it's hard to get it off usually. I don't know why. You guys ever have that feeling you get something stuck on you, whether it be in your mouth or somewhere on your body, or you get it stuck on your fucking hand and you can't get it off? Hair's the fucking worst about that. I feel like when you get a loose hair on you, I don't know, it feels like it's hard to get rid of it for some reason. Hate feeling that, and then don't notice it until way later. Okay, let me test my strategy a little bit. But yeah, apparently Mr. Beast said something like a few years back, and Twitter being Twitter tried to get him canceled over fucking old statement that was like 5 years old or something. It wasn't really anything that was like worth making a big deal out of. It was just a really, really, well, I think it was like a racist tweet or something, but it was 5 years old, and it's like, I kind of get the reasoning why people would get upset over it, but I mean, you gotta look beyond, like, well, this is 5 years ago, and maybe think, like, have they changed? Because if the answer is yes, then there's really no good reason to sit there and chastise them over something that happened in the past if they don't still think like that. I don't know, Twitter is rather cold as a platform. I don't really like Twitter, to be honest, too much. I wouldn't mind if it just went away, and I think a lot of people agree with that. Twitter just overreacts to fucking everything. Also, you see the fucking shittiest hot takes on Twitter all the fucking time. Hold on a second. Let me check the chat room and make sure it actually works, because I don't have any messages to, like, verify if everything's going good or not. Also, I just remembered, today's the 26th, right? Let's see, I'm looking at my calendar. I was gonna do that Monster Hunter Rise demo on stream, and I totally forgot and got sidetracked by that. I think I'll do that on Friday, depending. I think I'll just do it even if I haven't finished that. I wanted to play that with you guys, and we could mess around and try to enjoy it. I apologize if anybody here downloaded and wanted to play it with me and just have some fun with it. I completely forgot about the fact it was on a time limit for the online until now. That demo, it's cool. It's like, I hate when companies do that, just for like a slight change in topic. It was on 3DS a lot when you'd see companies like put like limited activity you could do for a demo on it. Like, I don't know if the online thing where it's like disabling the online after 31st is like a thing that's normally happening with like online demos anyway, and I guess that's fair, but like, it's also got like a limited number of uses on it. I think it's only like 30 plays between everything you can do, I think, and you can bypass it by destroying the save data, I think, and just like making a new like save for it or whatever and playing it again. But I don't know, I don't really like that a whole lot. I wish that was a thing that was completely gone. Nintendo seems to have strayed away from it once they're doing it on like 3DS and Wii U to an extent, and don't really feel like it was a good practice. I'm glad they stopped doing it, but other companies still doing it, it's just, I don't know. I don't like that as a practice. Why should a demo be something that's so limited that we can only get like a number of times to play out of it? I don't understand the point of it. It's not like you're getting that much out of playing a demo to begin with. You get a little bit of, excuse me, you get a little bit of gameplay, and that's really it. You don't get to have like enough to really make it a super worthwhile value. I don't know, just a little bit of a rant about that. Well, we'll stream that Monster Hunter demo soon so that you don't miss out on it. I've played it in my spare time. Just been waiting for a good point to do it. Speaking of Wii U and 3DS, actually, I watched something pretty interesting recently. I watched a video, I think it was on, what's the name, Nintendo Life? Yeah, I watched a video they put up, and it's by John, the same one who was originally part of Game Explained before he left, and he made a really, really good video about, I think it was on just like Wii U games that were unported to the Switch, and fairly interesting little video, and they were all like exclusive games that haven't been ported over, and probably won't in most of the cases of like the games that were shown off. They were all pretty good looking. I'd say there were some that weren't great. I'm honestly surprised there were enough games to put in a big list, thinking on everything that was shown off. The big thing was Xenoblade Chronicles X. I can't remember if there was any mention of Nintendo Land, because those are two that are like two of the really big games that are still on Wii U, and at least when it comes to the games that have a chance of getting ported over, I don't think we're going to see Nintendo Land make it to the Switch. I think we have more chance of seeing a sequel. It's too built around the Wii U to work on Switch. Let's see, there were a bunch of games thinking on all this stuff, and I'm surprised how much I agreed to things. I picked up a lot of like exclusives back in the day when the Wii U was around, because I wanted games to play on it, obviously, and they came out kind of slow. There was Game & Wario. Surprisingly, Game & Wario is something I found to be pretty fun. I know the fan base is a little split on it, but I don't know, not all the mini-games are great. It's not what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted a proper WarioWare, but I feel like there's like at least a good 4 or 5 mini-games in it alone that are pretty fun and can be worth messing around with, and all because it was different and it didn't have the best gameplay in the world. A lot of people kind of shat on the game and didn't really give it huge, or should I was gonna say huge success, that's not the right word I meant to say. I was gonna say didn't really give it much of a chance, didn't sprout any legs and show the game was actually decent. That's another thing I don't think will be ported. It seems like it'd be too much effort. It was a fun little minigame collection. Still not as good as Nintendo Land, in my opinion. Yeah, I hope we get Xenoblade X at some point, since I bothered to mention it. Xenoblade X is good. So good. I remember when I played it back on Wii U, I had a blast sitting down and playing through the whole game. I remember that I did, like, all of the affinity quests. Went through pretty much most of the main, like, little side quests with, like, cutscenes in it. Did the whole story. Challenged quite a few of the enemies. There were a lot of things about it that I really, really loved, and I think in a few ways, not completely, but I connected with it a little more than the original Xenoblade. Some, not, like I said, not entirely, but it was a fucking good experience and a very, very fun game, and frankly, I would totally be down for it being ported over to the Switch. I doubt it's going to happen because it's a massive video game, but if it did, I'd probably double dip on it. Very much a great game and worth checking into. Let's see, other stuff that was mentioned. You mentioned Star Fox Zero. I can sort of see that one being something that was pretty decent on Wii U as well. Like, Star Fox Zero had, I feel like, what was the makeup of a good game? The controls were not great. They control okay when you get used to them, but it was hampered by the controls, and it feels like a game that could have done a lot better if the controls weren't forced motion controls. I don't know, I might be in the minority. I think the game's not that bad. I genuinely enjoyed it. There were so many other games I can think of that were in this list. There were 3 or 4 or more games. There were a whole bunch of them that were mentioned as, like, just games there, and some honorable mentions like Splatoon 1 and Mario Maker 1. Let's see here. I think the top of the list was Yoshi's Woolly World, and I gotta say, I kind of agree with that, actually. As somebody who loves the Yoshi series, I remember really enjoying my time with Yoshi's Woolly World on Wii U. It was a very, very fun little platformer. Reminded me a lot of Yoshi's Island, and music, gameplay, they're both really good. There's a lot of fun levels that are really, really exciting. The game's inventive. There's a lot of collecting, but I mean, it's not as bad as Yoshi's Crafted World, and I feel like, unlike Crafted World, Yoshi's Woolly World knew where to put some brakes on its collectibles and where to, like, calm down a little bit to not end up being overwhelming. And yeah, I kind of wish they'd brought that game over and did that as well as Crafted World. Not to say Crafted World was a bad game, but I didn't exactly love my time with Yoshi's Crafted World. I don't know. And I hate being a buzzkill when I say this, too, when I'm talking about Yoshi. I feel like I feel like that Yoshi's Crafted World didn't live up to Woolly World. It was good. It wasn't anything better than that, in my opinion. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It got a little bit to be too much, where the collectibles were too scattered and there was too much shit to collect. But I mean, overall, I don't think it had the same hype factor. Just not as good. It's a shame, too. I hope that the next Yoshi game we see is just as good, just as exciting. I hope whoever's in charge of it does a fantastic job with Yoshi and makes something really, really fun, something worth checking into for the next one. I hope it's good regardless of who develops it. I feel like Goodfeel would be ideal developer for Yoshi to continue forward. They may have not done a perfect job with Crafted World, but I don't care. They did a good job in Woolly World. I think they just need another shot, and they need to have already learned from their mistakes, hopefully, and they could probably make a good Yoshi game that's actually worth playing again. It's kind of a shame when you talk about the Yoshi series, because one thing that's always something to bring up is that, I think I mentioned it before, the series really does have a spotty track record between good games and bad games. You got some cool Yoshi games, some that suck. Hey Wayne, welcome to stream. Glad you could drop by. You haven't missed out on anything too important right now. Just been starting this shiny hunt I wanted to do before I'm making some changes to the channel that are going to be mostly schedule related, so I wanted to get this out of my system and done before I did that. Things have been a little bit rough today, to be honest. I think I talked a little bit on it earlier. I've been feeling kind of sick, like, almost, I guess. I don't know how else to word it. Like, I had a really nasty headache. My allergies are messing with me, and what else was that? Oh, yeah, stomach problems. I've been having a fucking hell of a bad start to my day, and I nearly didn't feel like trying to stream any because I felt like I was just sitting there suffering, not feeling good. The past 2 days have been, thankfully, a lot better. I just haven't been in the mood to play because I feel like I've been doing a lot and wanted to take a break. Just the way it is for me. I don't know about you guys, for anybody here streams otherwise, like, I need days to myself when I stream. Like, I guess everybody does, but, like, I typically, if I do, like, 3 or 4 days in a row, I need a little bit of a resting period before I can just charge back into another stream. If I come to stream again after doing, like, 3 or 4 days in a row, I usually feel like I just get a little bit too tired and almost zombified, so I have to take a little bit of a point to cool off for just a little bit. Hang on a second. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Unfortunately, I have to look at it because I didn't remember everything I wanted to bring up right away. Whew, fuck. I don't know why I feel just nasty right now for some reason. Here's a fun thing I don't think we've talked about. I might be wrong about this. You guys normally do nicknames when you play Pokemon games? I don't feel like we talk about Pokemon-related stuff during these streams, like, super often sometimes, but I feel like it kind of falls to the wayside, and I don't talk about it very often. Like I was gonna say, I don't ever nickname my Pokemon. I don't know how people normally perceive it. I just feel like I don't care about nicknames. I don't really love the idea of nicknaming Pokemon I get. Hold on a second. Streaming Rise on release date. Cool. I'd probably be down to check on that if you did. Oh, excuse me. My stomach's acting up. Ugh, for some reason, every time I eat ramen, it fucks with my stomach just a little bit, and I ate that right now earlier because I am running a little low on food thanks to having to save all my money up so much, so gosh. Anyway, like I was saying, I'll probably watch that. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to be buying Rise. I lean towards, yeah, I'll probably buy it, but I don't actually know right now. Before we get back to the topic I was just on, well, actually, we'll talk about what I was saying for now, and then we'll go back to what I was about to say in a moment or two. As for you, feels wrong. Oh, shit, I missed a fucking spot on the ground. God damn it. Got the name they were given? Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything too creative or interesting when I nickname Pokemon. Also, there's the matter, at least in older games, you get to nickname them once, and then you end up basically never getting to change it, so it's like, you get to be certain that you want the right nickname unless you want to go to the nickname rating guy to change it again. It's like, I don't like the idea of just throwing out a name, and then especially if it's something I don't like, and it's like, well, great, I have to change it. I'd rather just stick to the normal name. I kind of think most of the normal names Pokemon are given are better. I don't know. There's some fun nicknames out there. It's cool, too, when you think of something pretty clever, but overall, I do not like nicknaming them. It's not something I cared about. I get what it's for. You're personalizing your Pokemon a little bit, making it different. Speaking of that exact thing, actually, I don't get why the series has like a fucking restriction around nicknaming when it comes to like traded Pokemon. I guess I could maybe see it back in the older days. One thing I don't really like, though, is like how you were unable to nickname traded Pokemon. Usually when you trade a Pokemon that's not like a trade evolution, you're trading for keeps and you're going to be holding on to the Pokemon you get. Why should I have to get a fucking Pokemon that somebody took and then nickname something really stupid and then keep it on my save and not be able to actually get rid of that nickname just because somebody decided they were going to give it a dumb nickname? That's not something I understood. It's like you trade for a Pokemon you're really after, and then you find somebody trades it to you. It's something really stupid for a nickname, and it's like Poopy Fart 69. It's like, yeah, cool. Thanks for nicknaming your Pokemon something really dumb, so I'd be stuck with the nickname. I mean, I guess in more modern Pokemon, and it's not really that big of a deal since after Gen 2 you could get eggs, but I mean, still a little on the annoying side that there's a restriction on sitting there and renaming traded Pokemon in the first place. I mean, if you're going to keep the Pokemon, I don't see why there should be a restriction on it. Oh yeah, I do enjoy that. There's something about picking up an old game, not even for nicknames, just for in general, even like looking through and seeing the nicknames or whatever, seeing your teams, checking out like all the things you did on your save file, and then see stuff like you did before and just have all the memories flood back to you. That was something that's pretty interesting and pretty nostalgic to do in Pokemon games, and I don't think I've done that too many times, but it always feels really nice to see the teams. Also, something I enjoy when I play newer Pokemon sometimes, not all the time. It's fun to open up a game, look at my team, and then compare how my team I had in another game compares to like my current team in Pokemon, and see what kind of changes I made for modern Pokemon, basically. Something I enjoyed doing. Anyway, let me see. Right, I was thinking on games because I just remembered we're talking about, I mean, you're talking about Rise, actually. I've been like, well, this is kind of related, not entirely. I was thinking about like new games I'm going to, I want to pick up, and I have a few games I'm looking into for next month, actually. Hold on a second, let me see what things just right. Continue. Like, I have a few games I'm looking into getting, and I'm curious if you guys have any knowledge on any of the stuff that I'm about to mention, and we'll talk about it in a second or two, actually, since why not? It never run again. And this game says, yeah, I can say that's one thing that's alright about Pokemon. Seeing, like, past the Pokemon, seeing people's save files or whatever, or even seeing, like, a shiny somebody stumbled onto, something that's very, very unique, something very, very cool to see. Although, I still wish Game Freak would actually try with the series and innovate. I agree with the general consensus that Game Freak doesn't deserve to have the Pokemon license anymore. It's literally the biggest media franchise of all time, and they're willing to just half-ass all their Pokemon games. So yeah, I think a new dev should be taking over at this point, and somebody who actually gives a shit about the fans and wants to make things as good as they can be, not fucking cause controversies like Dexit to happen. But I'm not gonna fucking get into that mess at the moment right now. I'm not in the mood to talk about that trash right now. That whole topic is a fucking cesspool. If you start talking about it, you attract people from both sides, and it causes a fucking flame war sometimes. I don't want to deal with that right now. Not anybody's paying attention to the stream that closely, but still. Anyway, like I was saying, I've been looking at some games out of, like, stuff I want to play. There's a few that I'm really interested in right now. One of the bigger ones that I really had my eye on that I've been looking into, that Cyber Shadow game looks pretty good. This is coming from somebody who never played, like, Yacht Club's game stuff. I think I played, like, some of the stuff from, like, was it called again? Shovel Knight? Yeah, I played a little bit of Shovel Knight, and I didn't play the original game yet. I don't know why I didn't get around to it. I just haven't. I guess I'm bad about scheduling times. That Cyber Shadow game looks fucking awesome, though. Yeah, I know they make some amazing pixel games, and I've got to say, like, this game looks right up my alley. It reminds me of the way Ninja Gaiden looked, except it's more modernized now. And apparently there was a pre-order discount. Unfortunately, because I didn't have any money, I couldn't pre-order it. Anybody had a chance to play that yet? I'm curious how it plays. I don't know for certain. I think Cyber Shadow just released like a day or two ago, didn't it? Not really 100% sure exactly when the date on that was. I need to try more Yacht Club stuff in general, actually. I think they got into, like, publishing stuff, actually, so wouldn't mind checking out on what they've all published out of their games. Just watch your friend play through. I'm guessing, I meant to say they beat it. Yeah, I haven't played it. It looks pretty good. I might have to check it out. I don't know if I'd like it or not. Seems like a pretty good-looking little indie game. So, I mean, maybe I'll check it out. It looks like it'd be up my alley. I haven't played a game like that in a little while. Way easier than Ninja Gaiden. That's a good thing, honestly. One thing I fucking hate about Ninja Gaiden, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, I fucking hate how the original Ninja Gaiden is not so bad in its difficulty. Then when you get to the last level and you're nearly done with the game, the final boss fucking ramps up like way too hard, and it fucking sends you back to the start of the level if you die anything, or if you die against it, and you're basically set back to the very beginning. Also, on the first try, you get a heal, and then subsequent attempts, you don't get to get a heal again. The final boss is total bullshit, and if you fuck up and die, then you're pretty much screwed out of your winning shot at beating the game. Like, I don't know. I feel like Ninja Gaiden is one of those games where the developers are just assholes who maliciously want to fucking troll the players, and it's like, oh, you fucked up on the final boss fight? Nope. You're first to fucking redo the whole level and pray to God you get everything right on your next try. It's like, why? What fucking possible reason do they have to make the fucking final boss feel like it was fucking near impossible? I fucking hate that final boss so much. I've never beaten Ninja Gaiden because of it. That game just has the worst fucking difficulty balancing I've ever seen. The levels weren't too bad in terms of how hard they were, but they could be fucking annoying. I like Ninja Gaiden 2 more. The problem with Ninja Gaiden 2 is Ninja Gaiden 2 is fucking long for a NES game, and trying to beat all of it takes fucking way more time than I'd like, so could never bother with it. I haven't played many older games like that because of that exact reason. A lot of game devs fucking had that exact same mentality of like, oh, harder game better for fucking NES and SNES, and I fucking can't stand playing games like that. It's just not fun. Some of them are good, but I mean, there's a lot that push it too far. Are you a game... Ninja 8-bit indie game called The Messenger? Yeah, I think I remember that, actually. I remember watching it on... Shit, I'm gonna fucking just leave this one and not count this one, just in case. I don't know if I hit it earlier or not. I remember The Messenger, because I saw some people streaming it. I remember one person I watched in particular was Vinesauce playing it, and according to, like, him and I think a few others I watched, the game was good, but the game got boring because it overstayed its welcome, and it felt like it was taking too long to beat. Like, the game had some really, really interesting moments, but the game kept fucking building the plot line and felt like it took way too long to finally end, and he gave up on it before he actually beat it, so I can sort of see why The Messenger didn't get a ton of love. A lot of people probably weren't interested in the idea of playing a game that has fucking ridiculous length when you pick up a pixel game and you expect, like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 hours tops. Like, I'm not saying that that's the hour count they should be, but I mean, usually you don't expect to fucking get more than that out of those types of games. In fact, I imagine that some people probably would equate, like, the time for, like, Hollow Knight is a little too much, and Hollow Knight was fucking really good, and something I enjoyed playing through. And not as bad as Dream Team. I don't know how bad the hours actually are. I'm not sure if it's like 30 hours or not. Let's do a little bit of a look up on this really quick. I'm curious, actually. 1 second here. The Messenger. I want to see what this says before I continue. 1 second. I saw your message. I need to read it very carefully, though. Okay, so it's only 11 hours according to what I'm looking at, unless I'm mistaken, but I mean, I can sort of see why people didn't actually love the game. If it felt like it probably took too long to fucking give up on it, and actually fucking beat it, excuse me, like I was saying. That's the too long? You talking about Hollow Knight? I don't know if I would agree on Hollow Knight. I can sort of see where somebody would get that opinion, though. Maybe it's just the way I played it, and I think a lot of people took the same approach to this as I did. I find Hollow Knight's the kind of title where when you play it, you're not meant to play the whole game all in one sitting. You're not meant to play it too long. For Hollow Knight, you kind of take a little bit of time, play through some of the game. You play like 2 or 3 hours of game time, then you stop, and then you pick the game back up at a later point and play through some more of it. You don't do it all at once. Oh, Dream Team. Yeah, Dream Team. That makes sense, actually. I gotta say, I'm sure a lot of people agree with me about this. Like, I genuinely feel like Dream Team's biggest problem is that it overstayed its welcome. The game could have been something special. They made it fucking last way too long, though. I don't know what they were thinking. They made a game that was like 40 hours in length in a series that's known for having like 15 to 20 hour games. It's pretty natural people weren't going to have the warmest reception to Dream Team's length because the fact that the story didn't feel like it was done that well. I can't honestly say that I enjoyed my time with it. There were too many problems I had with Dream Team, even though there's only 2 major ones I can immediately name, but I can think of quite a few problems in general. For starters, the challenges are fucking annoying. Like, you gotta get those fucking excellent achievements where you gotta go do like 5 to 10 excellent hits in a row, and that can be fucking annoying to actually pull off. There's the tutorials, which are stupid handholdy and bother you all the time, and they kind of get annoying after so long. Then there's the fact there's the gyro controls, which are fucking barely functional and feel like they end up causing you problems more time than they actually help. And then tie it all together with a story that feels like it overstays its welcome and doesn't actually happen to be interesting despite going on for like 40 hours. Like, it was good for the first 20 hours, but it lost steam, and it lost steam really fucking hard, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that. I wanted to like Dream Team when it was new, too. I really did. I just couldn't bring myself to find a good time in it. I don't know. I liked the way it started off, but it just wasn't that great, in my opinion. It was an okay game, I guess. It's on the lower end of Mario and Luigi for me, though, and probably my least favorite in terms of all the Mario and Luigi titles, so yeah, I can't say I loved it. Oh man. Bowser's Inside Story was fucking great. I still miss that game a little bit, and I want to go back and replay that at some point. I don't care about the remake, honestly, but I mean, the original version was fantastic game that knew exactly what it was doing, had the right length, didn't overstay its welcome any, and had a good story and fair amount of good comedy, knew how to break the pacing up, and happened to be interesting. Everything about that game felt like it was perfectly thought out and really, really good. Trying to think on my ratings for the series, I would probably say top 3 would be Bowser's Inside Story, followed by Superstar Saga, followed by Paper Jam, only because I liked the gameplay of Paper Jam enough that I didn't mind it, so I enjoyed it enough, I guess you could say. It sucks the studio behind Mario and Luigi is just fucking dead, though. It really does. I still miss Alpha Dream. I feel like they got the short end of the stick really bad, actually. Alpha Dream worked their asses off for Nintendo and did their best, and they feel like they didn't get a chance at HD game development very well, and as a result, it's kind of like, it just feels like it was an unjust way for them to go out. I don't know. I wish their studio had got to make a console Mario and Luigi game instead, and we could have seen something hopefully worthwhile, but whatever. No point in fucking mulling over it any more than we already have. Nothing's gonna change about it. I just hope the future of the series is in good hands. Where was I, actually, before I started talking about Mario and Luigi stuff? I think I was talking about new games that I was looking into. There was another one that I saw that I was looking at, actually, just yesterday. I think I didn't realize it until then, but apparently that Atelier Ryza game, if I said that name right, I might have butchered it, that the sequel to that game came out yesterday. I've never played the series, and gotta be honest, I'm kind of interested in the sequel, and I am actually, like, really considering picking up the original one on Steam and playing through the original on Steam and seeing how I like it, and maybe getting the second game. Not for streaming, though, just for playing in my spare time more than anything. I don't think I want to stream it. It looks interesting. I mean, a lot of people probably buy it because the protagonist is pretty much a bait to get horny guys to fucking buy it with the way she's designed. I don't know. Let me see, hold on a second. You feel something? Or what series that? Or is it? It's like PS5 wrestling. Last gen work, that'd be very, very good, actually. I kind of don't like how there's a lot of things that carried over to, like, I hate that Nintendo stuff doesn't really carry over between consoles. That's actually a good thing about other consoles. Like, I agree that would be an actual good thing to bring over for the next Nintendo system. In fact, oh, excuse me, my throat, my stomach, ugh. I hate how they keep resetting the fucking Virtual Console, and now the Virtual Console is just non-existent on the Switch. It's just fucking SNES and NES games, and frankly, it's not anywhere near as good, in my opinion. I'd fucking... I kind of want to be able to own all my old Virtual Console games on my Switch that I picked up. I would like to have those games available for a transfer at the very least, and be able to play them on here, and we all know that's not going to happen. It just sucks a little bit, you know? I'd like to not have to see all the games I bought fucking disappear because, oh, we're resetting the fucking system again. I hate that about buying new Nintendo platforms. It's one of the worst things about it. Hold on a second, my back's not feeling like it's fucking feeling great. I feel like I'm struggling to get a good spot where I can sit down and check the chat without fucking feeling like I'm hurting my back a little bit. Ugh. Not feeling great about that. Anyway, let me see. Hold on a second. Everyone's die. Their old systems are right. Those are indie games. Yeah, Nintendo should really... They need to modernize a little more and catch up with other consoles. Their online, their store needs some work. Their policies for fucking releasing games that are on their current stuff or their older stuff, they need to improve that. I genuinely feel like we should be having the option to have, like, older games on newer systems, and I don't see that happening, and frankly, it kind of sucks a little bit. I wish they would let us hold on to our old purchases again, but whatever. Nintendo's always like this. They've always got to be the odd one out who wants to have the fucking last laugh and be different from everybody else, and it fucking sucks sometimes. Let's see, I got a little distracted on what I was... Oh yeah, I was talking about games. I think there's only one other game I was talking about, like, stuff that I was looking into. There's one other game on Steam I've been looking at, and I don't think it's available on any other platforms, not that I care in the first place. There's one thing that I've been really thinking about for purchasing maybe in the future. I've been looking at the coin game thing on Steam. It looks like a pretty decent experience. I don't know if I would love it. I've seen people increasingly play it and stream it more and more over the past year or two, and I'm not actually sure when that got put up on Steam for, like, early access. So if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about and needs a little bit of a quick review of what this game is, it's apparently a little game where you play, like, it's kind of like a little arcade center, or like a game center, or whatever you want to call it. Like, there's stuff like, you get, like, a little bunch of these little booths with, like, things you can do, like a little coin toss or whatever. You push coins around on a table. There's, let's see, what else is there? There's a thing where you can do a little shootout thing, and the shootout like a shape of a star. There's, what else? There's pinball. There's a whole bunch of games like that in this game, and looks like there's quite a bit to do. I can't remember all of the stuff in it, but there's a lot of cool stuff in it. Hi there, Zelda dude. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. We're just talking about video games and doing shiny hunting, obviously. Not had any luck with it. I wish I could remember a little more about it. It's very, very interesting what I'm talking about here. Like, it's kind of reminds me of, like, how those old Crane games worked, except it's not really scammy. That whole coin game thing looks like it's pretty fun. It's unrealistic as fuck, though. You, like, play by fucking getting stuff and then reselling it from, like, prizes. Still looks like a pretty fun time. I think it'd be a good way to just do a game if I'm not in the mood for anything else, where you can just play, like, fucking messing around, talking about whatever if I pick it up. I don't know if it'd be worth the purchase or not. Let me see, I'm checking on chat messages that I may have missed out on. Give me a second or two before I check. Excuse me. Oh, my throat's not feeling great. Ugh, excuse me. Okay, I think I can read it now. When you... Whoops, shit. Come on, go on the fucking thing. There. You log into the PSN story thing on the PS4. It's ready to download. Sales on PS4 holiday sale. You get the sales also. That's pretty good, actually. Kind of sucks that that's not a thing on Nintendo systems. Like, you get lowered coins and whatnot. And, like, yeah, gold coins. Excuse me, I was trying to make sure I didn't say the wrong thing. But, and also, on top of that, they barely ever do first-party sales, which I am not fond of. I still don't like how Nintendo never puts their games they make on sale. I don't know, I'd like to see more games of theirs go on sale, but I doubt they'll ever change their policy regarding that. It sucks, but I mean, what can you do about it? It'd be great if they did, though. Let's see. Stuff this in there, 100 gigabytes of games. Just go from PS4 PSN store. That's a lot. I don't even know if I had that many games or not. I have a lot of stuff that I've purchased over the years. A lot of games that I need to look into, actually. I have, like, Far Cry, I think, at least 1, 2, and 3, I think, and I've barely played them. A Driver San Francisco game, Bastion, what else? There's a bunch of indie stuff. I don't know if you guys had the same problem, or at least had the same problem. I remember when I was younger, I bought a lot of stuff from those Humble Bundles, and I gotta be honest, I kind of regret it a little bit, because I ended up littering my Steam library full of games that I've never touched, and I'm probably never going to play, all because I bought for the sake of getting a deal on something, and I don't feel like it was worth it in the end. I've just got a lot of good stuff I need to play, too. A lot of stuff that I need to play, though. Like I said, Bastion, I hear, is pretty good, so need to check that out. Let's see, what else did I get from Humble Bundle that I'm not able to remember right now? I guess because I got so many, it's easy to forget a lot of the games in it. I think I got some big name games from them, even though they're mostly indie bundles. Ugh. I don't think I've seen that happen in a long time, and I'm sure there's still sites doing it, but I haven't seen like a Humble Bundle thing in a long time, actually. No, I haven't seen one in forever, actually. I was wondering about that. Huh. Whatever. You know, since we're talking about consoles, one thing I don't like about the Switch, just another talking point, I feel like, I hate how there's, like, no way to really get a large amount of storage backup for your games. I mean, you can archive them or whatever, but I hate how you don't have, like, we only got, like, certain sizes of SD cards available right now, and the 1 terabyte's the biggest, and the 1 terabyte costs a fucking ton of money. I want to get a 2 terabyte card when it's ready, and I've been holding on to my money waiting for one for storage issues. I wish we could have like one other method we could use or something to back up our save data. It just doesn't feel great, and to rely on the same card, trying to be very careful with all my digital stuff while I wait on another SD card to come out. I wish we could get more storage. Also, Nintendo always fucking half-asses their fucking hard drive space, or whatever you want to call it. The Switch only has 32 gigabytes by default. They definitely could have put in more space than fucking 32 gigabytes, and instead they decided not to, and I don't like that very much. I don't know. Just a small pet peeve of mine, something I'm rather annoyed about. Thinking here on another topic that I wanted to discuss. Not really a big one, but something that's worth talking about. I'm curious, how many of you guys do PC gaming? And I mean at any level, not just like playing PC games, but you guys do Steam, you guys have Epic Game Store. Curious to hear if you guys played much stuff or any stuff on PC, actually. I use PC quite a bit. I was going to mention how I don't like one thing about PC gaming lately, like how Epic Games and Steam have been at like a war over the past year or two. And it's always Epic Games buying up games so they'll be exclusive to the Epic Store. There's nothing more disheartening and annoying than seeing something you're really interested in, really want to buy, and then you find out that, oh, look, it's a fucking Epic Game Store exclusive. I kind of hate seeing that practice. Also, the fact they're doing that, at least to me, signals that they don't have anything worthwhile they can advertise on their storefront. So rather than trying to actually outdo Valve with Steam, they'd rather just buy off developers and contract them to make exclusives so they have some selling point rather than trying to make an actual proper selling point on the storefront being good. I can't name another storefront that I can think of that I've actually used that's as good as Steam, actually, for online stuff. Steam has just got huge variety of games, quite a lot of good stuff, and on top of that, there's a lot of sales going on. game discoverability seems to have gotten easier and easier over the years. Like, in general, Steam has become a platform I really, really enjoy using. Although, there is one downside to Steam, and I feel like the biggest downside is there's no filter to Steam. You look at the Steam store, and a lot of trash gets on the Steam store, a lot of stuff that nobody wants to buy, and it's not hard to have your recommendations flooded with like a bunch of garbage that nobody wants to buy. I mean, it's pretty easy to ignore it, but still, it's something I don't love about Steam. Still one of my favorite platforms to use. I've used it since like, I don't know how long, 2010-ish maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think on that. Whew. Okay, I need a second or two. I think I know what I want to talk about again, just a moment though. Actually, I'm curious, what is your guys' like preferred console or storefront or whatever you guys use? Like, what do you guys go to for your stuff? Do you guys like to use like Steam, use PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch, or whatever? Curious to hear everyone's opinion on this one. I guess most of my stuff really is just Switch and Steam. I haven't really owned any other consoles properly. I think I had a PSP for a little bit, and I didn't end up keeping it, so didn't really get much out of that. I hear PlayStation setup is pretty good, though. Oh yeah, there was something I heard about a few days ago because a friend mentioned it, and I don't know how things went. If anybody's got any information on it, apparently with like Microsoft and Xbox, there was a big controversy that came up because apparently Microsoft came out of the blue like a few days ago, and they basically said they were going to increase the price of Xbox Live, and they were going to increase it for newer subscribers, and then like a year or two later they would increase it for all the existing subscribers, and the cost is like $100 or $120, something really, really pricey. I don't remember exactly what. I hear there was a lot of backlash to it, and they immediately and took back their word and ended up like canceling it very quickly. Anybody know like anything about that or know any of the details about it? I only heard like the slightest bit about it. Pretty funny how like historically every time Microsoft tries to do something that's like, what's the right word for it? Try to do something controversial, there's always people who fucking will stand up and say something really, really quickly. I'm kind of glad too, because it means they're still smart enough as consumers to stand up for our rights rather than just let companies rob us of features and fucking sell us an inferior product. So, You guys remember, what was it, E3? Was it E3 2010? E3 2011? I don't remember what year it was. The Xbox One the Xbox One was revealed finally after like several years of waiting on console wars. Microsoft made like a big announcement, and their announcement was like it's gonna be radically different from their past consoles, and they were gonna have supposedly physical games, all gonna be digital, and it was gonna be DRM, where it was like anti-piracy and all this other bullshit, always online. I remember how quick the internet fucking reacted to that, and how immediate everybody was to fucking shun Microsoft, and then like literally like a day or two later, Sony comes out making a fucking joke video, fucking mocking Microsoft, and then like a day or two after that, they fucking immediately went back on their word. I find it funny every time they try this kind of shit, they end up fucking backing off very quick because they realize the internet's not going to put up with their stupid BS. I wish this would happen with more companies in general. I wish more companies would be like what's the right word for what I'm saying? I wish more companies would be chastised for making bad decisions, but it doesn't seem like that's always the case. Nintendo in particular even if people complain, there's always people who will buy the product anyway, and on top of that, Nintendo tends to fucking ignore any criticisms we give them, so it doesn't usually lead anywhere. I mean, the only time I can say for sure that something's good happened is the fact the Wii U was a flop and people weren't satisfied with it, so it ended up not selling whatsoever. I wonder if I still have my Wii U around. I'm gonna go look in my closet actually really quick. I'm gonna take a second because I'm curious if I still have mine where I can use it. I haven't used it in forever. I've been thinking about using it for some streams actually. 1 second. See what's in here and see if I see any sign of it. I don't know where I put it, huh? I don't see it anywhere. I was gonna say, maybe I could stream some stuff from that sometime. Okay, whatever. Go back over to where I was at. Chat alright? Just gotta check, cause, oh, fuck off, really? The fucking plug came out? God damn it. Oh shit, did the stream freeze? Why can't I see my screen right now? Oh, god damn it. Give me a second or two. How do I... give me a second before I just immediately fucking kill stream. To reboot. See if there's an answer here. OBS, let's see. Fuck, I have to fucking restart the stream. God damn it. This is one of the things I hate dealing with streaming. I don't know if you guys had this problem. Fucking, you get your plug accidentally removed when you're not trying to, and then all of a sudden your fucking display freezes where it's not showing, so... Okay. I don't know if there's any other fix than stop the stream. I'll quickly restart. I fucking hate the cord got loose like this. Be right back. Oops, shit. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I think everything's okay now. I'm not really certain. Fucking good god. Just my fucking luck that I would accidentally fucking unplug the fucking thing when I'm not even trying to. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if there's a way I could fucking set this up where I could do it wirelessly or something. I don't know. I'm just wondering. How do you guys handle your capture cards? If anybody's listening right now for trying to avoid unplugging it, I'm just curious what method people use to make sure their capture cards don't have these problems. Give me a second, I'm gonna look something up really quickly. Bird came unplugged during stream, so there's any answers. Wow, I don't see any answers about this. I was wondering if there was an easy way to fucking deal with this. Okay, whatever, I'm gonna look into a solution for this later and see if there's an answer online. Give me a second or two before I continue. I have a lot that I want to talk about, but I just want to look this up a little bit. Okay. What would you search for this anyway? USB wired to wireless? Let me see. Let's see. Give me a second or two. I'm just looking at some stuff. I'm going to take a moment or two. I fucking hate dealing with tech problems on stream. Of course, right now, it's fucking something where I'm concerned about this. I've had this happen multiple times on the stream, and I fucking hate it every time it does happen. It just feels like a fucking lame thing to see happening. Wow, I can't find anything on the results of, like, way to turn your capture card into a wireless capture card using, like, a USB plug. I was hoping there would be something, and I was wrong about that, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Not really bothering me, but I mean, it'd be nice if there was a way where I could do that. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. What all do I want to talk about at the moment? Give me just a second or two. I'm surprised the chat just went silent on me, but I mean, not upset. Just A little bit surprised. I got a lot here. I just don't know which one I want to talk about. Okay, I guess we'll talk about something. Got in here for a moment, see how this goes, just to see what everybody thinks about it. How do you get? How do you guys feel about YouTubers and like collaborating videos where people do like projects together? Any like really, really good ones people have seen they want to bring up in the chat room? I don't watch them super often. It's fun to watch them for whatever reason, whether it be people just doing like a video where they do like a collab where they're reviewing a game together or they're playing something in a co-op thing, or more interesting when two people who have like specific styles of game or styles of like YouTube videos end up like make a collaboration to make something really cool. I'm trying to think on what one of my favorites of this is. I remember some good stuff, but I can't remember what the hell it was I was thinking of. I think, oh shit, why can't I remember what I was going to say at all? It was related to like a science thing or something, I think, like Vsauce probably. It sucks when I think about this shit and I just can't remember the fucking words that I wanted to talk about, whatever though. I need to make sure I write the stuff down a little bit better. Let's see. I'm thinking if there's anything else related to this exact topic I was going to bring up before I talk about other stuff, actually. Just let me look at my thing really quick. Oh, here's something I forgot about that's actually pretty good. I don't know about you guys. I guess I personally have like a sweet tooth. I get candy pretty often and I eat a lot of sweets. There's something that been bothering me a little bit that I fucking don't love that I wanted to talk about when it came to like candy. Something that thought would be a decent subject for a little bit. You guys eat any like candy every now and then? Because this is like a thing that I find is like somewhat common. But one thing I fucking hate when I get candy is, for starters, fucking when you get a candy bag and then you get candy that's fucking stale tasting and not very good. I don't know how else to describe this. I remember I picked up some Kit Kats at Walmart or whatever, and I ate one of them, and I mean, I've eaten quite a few of them, but I've ate one of them, and then when I did, I remember that one of the ones I ate had this really, really nasty taste, like it was old or something, and had been sitting in the bag too long. And I don't think it was like past expiration date. Maybe I'm wrong about that. There's nothing worse than you buying like a fucking thing supposed to be fresh, then you find out really quickly that it just fucking expires and fucking is useless. I fucking hate dealing with that. I don't know about you guys. I hate fucking dealing with something going bad too quickly, whether it be general purpose food, candy, whatever. Also, same feeling when you unintentionally leave like a bag of chips open and then you try to eat into the bag of chips a little bit, like you take some chips and they all taste kind of stale and not very good anymore and they're too hard to eat. I don't really like that too much. Hi there, welcome to the stream. Just doing some shiny hunting, talking about whatever, talking about snack stuff at the moment actually. Another thing actually I was going to mention regarding snack food that I really don't like, and I don't know if this is a common thing for anybody else when you're buying stuff. I found when I get like certain things like Butterfingers, when you open up a bag of candy sometimes, you'll see like certain things are like, you open one candy up and then you see it's pretty much fucking completely crumbled and fell apart. I fucking hate when that happens with candy. I don't know, I feel like it's uncommon. Not super common, but it's not super great either when it does happen. It's like, really, I buy something and it's fucking completely destroyed, even though I've had it less than a day or whatever. That's something I don't like. Sometimes it just looks like somebody had a fucking bad day and took it out on the fucking product, too. I hate that. I don't like buying candy and then finding it either fucking old and nasty or having it fucking completely crushed up where I can't eat it properly. That's really goddamn annoying every time. Hold on a second. Did I have my thing down by accident where I couldn't see the fucking encounter? Okay, no, it looks like we're all good. Just making sure I can actually tell that it's there. Okay, right, ugh. Anyway, like I was saying, on the topic of candy, what's some really, really bad ones you guys have had? I'm trying to think on ones that I hate. Black licorice, or licorice in general, is just, ugh, not really that great in my opinion. Not something I really, really enjoy the taste of. Funny enough, when it comes to like bad tasting candy, I don't find dark candy to be bad. I actually like, or not dark candy, dark chocolate candy that bad. I actually like dark chocolate and find it to be pretty good. One thing I don't love a lot in terms of candy, and I don't know if this is a fairly unpopular opinion, I find that white chocolate is usually just kind of eh. I don't know, white chocolate can be good at some points, but feels like a lot of time with white chocolate, it's hit and miss, and I've had a lot of misses and then not a lot of hits when it comes to buying anything that's white chocolate. The flavor just usually is kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It just has a very, very weird, rich taste that I don't really find that good, and I don't really enjoy it very much as a result of it. Let's see. I don't know anything else I wanted. Oh yeah, I was talking about like food talk for just a little bit in terms of things that I like talking about, whether it be candy or dessert or whatever. Here's another thing that'll be interesting to discuss for a little bit regarding, I guess, dessert food. Gee, hang on just a second or two. I just want to check on a thing before we continue. Oh yeah, I'm going to mention something now, not really a big deal. If we get this shiny in under 1,000 encounters, I am not expecting it. I'm going to do something a little special, not super special, but I'm going to do like a Registeel hunt like really quickly. If we get this in under 1,000, like I'll continue it in a day or two after I get this shiny, if that's the case. If not, whatever, not really a big deal. But if we get this fast, I would be more than happy to do something a little special. Unfortunate, the last two shiny hunts I've done have both taken over odds, and I hope Regirock is going to be under odds, but I mean, don't really have any faith in the game to give me anything good. Every fucking hunt I've done for these guys, every hunt I've done for these guys has gone over charm odds. See, right, I was talking about dessert food, I think, so sorry if I get a little sidetracked. One thing I remember eating that I don't like in terms of dessert food, I can't stand cheesecake for whatever reason. I know a lot of people seem to like cheesecake. I don't really see the appeal. I think I've had a few different types, and I don't mind if it's a flavor that I kind of like a little bit, but cheesecake itself, something about it isn't very good to me. I don't know what it is. I guess it's the fact it's kind of creamy tasting in a really weird way, and it feels like I taste the cheese a little more than I'd like. And this is coming from somebody who likes cheese and cake both separately plenty fine, but cheesecake itself just doesn't taste good to me. It usually takes like a chocolate or cherry or strawberry or something like that kind of cheesecake for me to actually enjoy eating it. Plain cheesecake is kind of eh. Trying to think on any other desserts that I don't like, anything that's good to bring up. I mean, anything with pineapples, I'm not too big on it, so I can safely say I don't eat pineapple cake or anything like that. I can't even think of that many, like, actual bad desserts. Just when I talk about them, the only one that comes to mind that I don't like is really cheesecake. Let's see, anything else before I stray away from that topic? I think that's all I wanted to say about that for just the moment. Just thinking on it. So give me a second or two. Okay, here's a topic that I kind of wanted to get into for a little bit. Here's a good one. You guys like superhero movies any? I'm actually curious to hear thoughts on those. I know this is a lot of things I wanted to discuss, actually, that relate to this topic, and I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but whatever. Well, I guess we'll start with one of the more simple things that was on my mind relating to superheroes. So, how many of you guys here have Disney Plus? I'm curious. Guessing, like, fair amount of people here actually have it and use it. I obviously have no idea. I don't use it myself. My older brother does, and I haven't had any subscription services, probably because I just can't afford to get them right now. I know there was a new series on there just recently. They put up that WandaVision thing. Anybody watching that? Because I don't know very much about it. It seems really, really odd, and I'm very curious, like, what that is and how the plot line of that is. Seems like a really, really interesting, I would say anime, that's not the right word, yeah, you know what I'm saying. They made a new series. Seems very, very interesting and something that's different from your normal show. Let's see, like I was saying on superhero movies. God, there's so many fucking categories of superhero movies. Here's one that I wanted to discuss for a little bit. What are some good ones for, like, origin stories, like good superhero origins? I feel like one of the ones a little more awkward to talk about. I don't really care about it too much. The Green Lantern. I don't know if I'm just misunderstanding the point of it, but it seems really odd how the Green Lantern is like a whole group of people who have the same power and ends up rotating them all the time. I never quite understood that, and as a result, there's like a billion different Green Lanterns and plenty of different origin stories that popped up over that. I'm kind of curious about the lore behind Green Lantern and why it's like focused on so many different protagonists and not just the same character like other ones are. Not that I care too much. Batman, we're talking about like different and origins for stuff. Like, I find Batman has some of the better stuff. The Batman adaptations are all fairly good from what I've seen. A lot of them handle different iterations of Batman really, really well, depending on how they do it, whether it's dark or whatever. I remember looking into something a long time ago, just like I discussed this with my teacher too when I was in school, like 10 or year more ago. I remember we talked about like old Batman and Batman with like Adam West as the original Batman, and like one thing I remember hearing about, it was pretty funny to me. All of Batman's enemies, at least in the original, from what I think, unless I get this wrong, a lot of them were like innocent everyday people that ended up getting caught in Batman's fucking crime solving or shenanigans and ended up fucking getting stuck in the wrong place the wrong time, ended up becoming villains as a result of it. I found that kind of funny and also kind of ironic how all the big bad guys from the show pretty much just fucking happened by coincidence because Batman was fucking stupid. I don't think that's like every Batman villain. I think it's like namely for the Adam West stuff, but it makes the stories more tragic and more interesting. Trying to think who my favorite Batman villain is. I talk about villains in general is pretty good because I don't know if this is a agreed upon opinion by a lot of people. When it comes to like stories that have that hero and villain focus, I feel like one thing that makes a media way more interesting when you have a really good villain that's written really well. I find villains that are wrote well tend to really, really make a movie. It's just more interesting when you have a good villain that brings the atmosphere up and makes it feel like you got something that's special, something that's kind of worth watching, and I like that. I like that a lot. I feel like more movies should take that chance instead of it being a lot of movies or games where it's like, oh, they're evil, and they don't really give you any specification as to why they're evil. They're just evil. I don't know. How's the Joker movie, if anybody's watched that, actually? I kind of want to check that out. I don't know if I'm going to at any point. I hear the Joker movie has a pretty good origin story for the Joker. Joker's a pretty decently well-written villain, too. Fucking, and not only is his motivation pretty good, but I like how Joker's whole personality is the fact he's unstoppable because he's literally, yeah, he represents a fucking personality and, like, what's the right word? Ideology? Yeah, he represents an ideology, and no matter how many times Batman takes him out, there'll always be somebody else to come around and take up the mantle of Joker and make Batman's life harder. It's a really, really interesting setup for a villain. I don't remember much about it. I've talked about it with a friend. I think he said, like, Joker supposedly was wronged by society, couldn't buy stuff he needed, couldn't get a job or something. I don't know the fucking circumstance. I had to double check what the fuck the movie's about, since I haven't really watched it, but apparently it's like a really, really interesting movie with some pretty good stuff in it, and I probably would like it if I checked it out. I'm actually not sure, but I mean, I think it'd be a decent time watching it. Who knows? Oh boy, number 200. I mean, we're pretty early in the shiny hunt, so I shouldn't be complaining, but still. Everything's all good in chat, right? I haven't seen a message in ages in the chat room, and I'm actually not certain if it's working correctly. Just want to verify. Also, I just realized I've been meaning to double check my Pokédex, and I keep forgetting, and also, I doubt I've got it, but I mean, doesn't hurt to double check just to be safe. Let me see, actually. Hi there, welcome to the stream. Just talking about whatever, talked about, like, some stuff like TV shows, movies, talking about, like, villains and media and superhero movie stuff for a little bit, and I've been talking about a wide variety of things. Welcome to the stream. Let's see, where was I, actually? I think I was talking about... Yeah, I was talking about villains. I talked about Batman villains. I remember thinking, like, my favorite villain from the series. I like Mr. Freeze a lot. Seems like a really good character. I think, wasn't something along the lines of Mr. Freeze's origin story that, like, he ended up in a freak accident because of Batman, like, I think Batman killed his wife or some shit, and he ended up getting a fucking personal vendetta against Batman and made it his goal to eliminate him. Mr. Freeze is like a really, really tragic Batman villain who had a fairly good story. Remember really, really liking, like, one of the older movies about Batman, Mr. Freeze. He always felt like one of the characters that had a fairly interesting story behind him. Let me see. Is everything okay? Alright, everything okay in the video? It's... is it lagging? Wait, I can't tell if you're saying it's lagging or not. I mean... Actually, give me a second or two. I have that problem every now and then, and YouTube's been saying I've been having bitrate problems, but I haven't seen anything to actually really confirm that. I mean, it could be an internet issue where either my internet's not going as fast as it could be, or your internet's running slow and having hiccups on YouTube. It's unfortunate, because that's a thing that happens streaming fairly frequently. It's annoying. Let me just check my computer, and I'll just double check that to be safe, actually. Just make sure there's no chance there's any extra programs that are fucking running, because I am sometimes a little bad about closing shit. That's one thing I never liked about online and playing games or streaming or whatever. Gotta keep an eye on all your shit just in case, and if you have things open that you shouldn't, it can slow your computer down. It's never fun to put up with. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna check my computer just to see if there's anything open I shouldn't have open, and the only thing that I could see is maybe Parsec, so according to what I'm seeing, I don't have anything actually lagging me, so alright, maybe it was just YouTube. I don't know what's going on. There's issues with the stream. I apologize, though. Anyway, whatever. Or was I? I got a little bit sidetracked on what I was talking about. Talking about whatever. So, since I was talking about it for a little bit, what is everybody's favorite, like, superhero movies, or, like, favorite characters, whether it be villains or heroes in those movies. I find a lot of villains I've seen in media to be really good when they're actually fleshed out. Shit, did I forget another encounter? I'm gonna fucking ignore that one, I guess. I don't want to fucking start throwing off my count by accident. So, rat, where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah, the Penguin's pretty interesting. So I was talking about Batman villains. I don't know anything about his origin story. There's a lot of weird villains in Batman. The Scarecrow, Bane, the Penguin, Dr. Freeze, I think, or did I get that name wrong? I don't know, I thought I just said it earlier, or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Who else is there that I'm forgetting? I mentioned Joker already, actually, and can't think of any others right away. Nothing? Okay, whatever. Let's see, favorite villain I'm thinking on. Who all's one of my favorites I've seen in, like, any different movie or video game. I'm mostly thinking movies, so I talk about movies a little less than I do video games, so might as well think on this for a second or two. Give me a moment to try and consider what I would say. Good villains. I always like Transformers, actually, for villains. I like the Megatron thing. I always found the Decepticons to be pretty good. Always interesting seeing how things go with those movies and those... even the animated series and whatever. Transformers was one of those series that I really, really enjoyed as a kid and found to be pretty fun. And also, I liked how they had, like, storylines, script and flips, and they would do certain things. Also, they had dumb stuff like Starscream fucking defecting to the Autobots, then defecting back over to the Decepticons, then defecting again. It's like, Speaking of Transformers, actually, what's everyone's favorite, let's say favorite faction, doesn't matter. I think a lot of people prefer Decepticons. What's everyone's favorite Transformer, like, the actual robots? Hi there, welcome to the stream. Just talking about some stuff like media, like movies and TV shows at the moment. I'm surprised how many people have dropped in the stream and just said, like, one thing and left today. I'm not that upset about it, but I mean, it's a little odd how many people have dropped into the stream and don't even try to chat. They just leave a single message and then leave the stream. I don't really understand that very much. Let me see, thinking on some stuff. Actually, I'm curious. Like, I've watched the first Transformers movie by what's his name? Michael Bay. I can't remember if I got the name right. Hey, anybody watched all of them and, like, seen, like, what the plot line from the later movies are? Because I don't think there was, like, enough stuff to drag on the fucking war between Decepticons and, like, Autobots, like, for too long. I wonder if they did a movie based around Unicron. Transformers had some fucking weird lore when you, like, really look into it. Like, the whole battle for the... What was it I forget what they're called, the little robots they hunted down. Whoever got them first could get them to join their side. So it's like them racing for the robots. I don't remember what their names were. That was like a big plot line in old Transformers, I remember, and something else that I don't remember about it, like, turning the power in their favor. And then there was, like, that big special about Unicron, or whatever the fuck it was called, the giant planet robot. They had to, like, team up to take it down because it came to life and tried to kill them all. Transformers is, like, seriously one of the more interesting media and franchises, in my opinion. It has some really, really good characters and really, really good plot lines, and I'd say it's probably one of my favorite older shows, actually. I don't know why. I just really clicked with Transformers when I was younger. I don't think the original is the one I watched either. When I was watching Transformers, I think the one I saw was, like, maybe the second one or whatever, because I hear the Michael Bay movies are actually somewhat based on the original Transformers, and I've seen a little bit of it. It's not as good as like the one I've seen, I'm pretty sure it's okay, but like, I think it was like another iteration of it that came around in like the 90s. I don't remember what the title was called. That was the one I grew up with, and I ended up like really enjoying that Transformers series. Wonder how many of the old series I used to watch are like still around and still on air, actually. All I could think of is TMNT's probably still on the air, and Scooby-Doo fucking overstayed its welcome. I'm not actually sure if there's another Scooby-Doo series, since they keep fucking reviving it and they won't let it die and just end already. I'm curious. Let's do a little look really quick. Transformers. Let's see if there's anything that shows up and I look it up. I wonder if the Power Rangers are still going. I'm assuming it's not, though. Yeah, I think it's actually nothing right now. Not that surprising. I wonder what some of these older series that I'm thinking of that are still here, though. TMNT was... I remember TMNT. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. That was a lot of fun. Very, very good series. Teen Titans was good before they redid it and then turned everything into Teen Titans Go and kind of bastardized what everybody loved about Teen Titans. I don't really like that very much. I know there's a lot of people who share that same opinion, and I hope I don't have to deal with people arguing over the quality of it. It's like, I don't see why it's wrong to like the old Teen Titans better than Go. It's not as good as the original one we saw. I say original, I don't know if that's the right wording or not. Thinking on superhero stuff for a little bit, actually. Here's another good topic. What are some good ones that are like versus movies, like that you see two heroes duke it out? The only one I can think of is fucking Superman versus Batman. So let's see what it has. And I see what happens when I pop it up. I'm gonna watch this. Heroes. So if there's anything that pops up and I search this for like different results. I don't see any results for it for like exactly what. I mean, I guess Batman versus Superman is fairly common as a result of like these kind of movies, and they're like two of the fan favorite series. Here's another thing that's decent to talk about: worthless superheroes that have like kind of lame powers. Aquaman seems like one that was kind of not great. I don't know a whole lot about it, but like, wasn't Aquaman's whole power for the longest time that he could talk to fish before they retconned it and gave him a better power? I kind of find that kind of thing to be useless. I remember, something like one where he controlled bugs or something, which isn't terrible. Or like one person who got a fucking power up that fucking and killed them. Like, there's a lot of interesting superhero powers out there. Not sure what the worst one is, though. I'll look that up a little bit later out of curiosity. Anyway, whatever. Give me a second or two. I'm not sure if I want to switch subject or not. I'm going to need a single second or two before I continue. Just don't mind me. I won't be that long. I just haven't listed everything out easy enough that I know exactly what I wanted to talk about right now. I'm sorry. Pacing's slow. Let's see here. Okay, I guess I've got something for some interest to talk about. So, okay, here's something I wanted to talk about for a while that I had forgot about. How do you guys feel regarding, like, public transportation? I'm curious to hear about this, because I don't think I've ever asked this question. It's like, in general, do you guys use buses? Do you guys drive yourself? I'm curious to hear how you guys get around. If you're younger, obviously, I think it's very likely that a lot of people who are watching probably have, like, transport from their family they can rely on. I used to ride the bus when I was in San Antonio, because I was alone didn't have any way to get a car there, and I had to get around some way, so I had to use a bus. One thing I don't like about buses... Oh shit, it's already here! Fuck yes! Quick, early, shiny, fuck yes! Oh my god. That was so much faster than the other ones. I'm actually shocked how quick it popped up. Okay, let's do this, and we're going to be very, very careful about how we grab this bad boy. Fucking fast, shiny Regirock. I had a good feeling about this shiny hunt, and what do you know, it fucking turned out to be a fucking very, very fast shiny hunt after all. I'm so shocked that I actually fucking popped it up this quickly. Thank God. Now I'm just gonna shut up for a little bit so I don't have any chance of shiny failing it. Oh my god. Such a quick shiny though compared to all the others. It's so beautiful looking too. Look at that fucking amazing brown color on it. I love the way it looks. I just gotta be careful here, that's all. This is the one thing I don't love about shiny hunting. It's not terrible. It's like never want to fucking mess up your attempt at collecting a Pokemon. Gotta be extra careful to make sure you don't fucking kill it or fucking crit. Gotta be throwing out weak attacks. Okay, right. One more Metal Claw will be enough to fucking try to capture it, hopefully. Okay, and are we good yet? Okay, cool, that's enough. We don't need to do any more hits on it. If we do, it might die, so gotta be careful. Okay, here goes nothing. Wish me luck, guys. We're at the fucking most tense part of the stream. Premier Ball, where are you at? Kinda wish I'd got my Regidrago in one, because I wanted to keep the theming up or whatever. I'm curious for Pokemon stuff. Do you guys use, like, variety of different Pokeballs when you're playing, just to use whatever? I'm curious, like, you guys have preference for your stuff you use, or do you guys stick to just whatever, stick to the vanilla? I personally like to mix things up a little bit and try to grab them, and like if I get a shiny, I like to do it in Premier Ball usually. I mean, I'll do whatever I'm in the mood for though, instead of just anything, so I mean, I'm also like to try and make certain that I don't fucking let it die though, and I'm careful about it, so I know to Master Ball if it gets bad. Okay, I may have to fucking Master Ball this bad boy if he doesn't stop soon. Let's see here, what else have I got that I can throw out against it? I'm just so nervous I don't even know what to say right now. I really want this to go well. I wish I could tell how many fucking power points it has. It can't be too low yet, surely. Anyway, where was I? I got a little bit sidetracked. I'm curious, out of the shiny Regis, or just Regis in general, what's everyone's favorite? Oh boy. I'll give it another 2 or 3 turns for a Master Ball at it. I don't know if that's supposed to be a warning that's gonna fucking cause me to fucking need to Master Ball quickly or not. Actually, give me a second or two. Cerebi.net, Ryan Cerebi, I'm gonna need to check on what the power points are at and like see exactly how much it's got on each move, just to get an idea of exactly where it's sitting at. Tundra Regirock, I just want to make sure I don't end up having it die, that's all. 1 second. Okay. Superpower, fuck, I don't see a fucking thing to tell me the base. Oh, 5, okay. Cool. Stone Edge, what's that at? Hammer Arm should only have like 5-2 shit. That's got 10, okay. What about, where was I at again? Hammer Arm, shit, I got distracted. Where was I fucking looking? Give me a second, sorry, I'm so fucking nervous that I can feel all this energy just fucking bounding around. Okay, I think I've got like a minimum of like 5 or 10, or 5 turns probably before it starts to struggle. Just wanted to double check. There's nothing more scary than knowing you're on the line of getting a shiny, but also trying desperately to avoid any potential fuck up where you lose the shiny. Count it from here, about 5 maybe. Keep a close count on my total. There's 1, 2. It won't stay in the fucking Premier Ball. I'm gonna Master Ball if I see it fucking break out the 5th one. That's 2. Ugh, give me a second or two. I'm fucking... Oh my god, I feel fucking so much pressure right now. What was I even talking about before I fucking got this guy anyway? I don't remember. It was only a little bit ago, but I don't remember anything about what I was saying. I was talking about... It's stuff like... I think we're talking about hero movies and moved on to another subject. You know what, whatever, we'll change the subject. I'm curious, anybody in here do drinking or fucking, and like, smoking? I'm just curious to hear if anybody does and why, if it's like, just like it or what. Okay, fuck yeah, we got in the Premier Ball. Personally, don't really want to do either one. I've never done them. I don't feel like it's cool, not really interesting. I don't understand why people do smoking. Oh shit, fuck yeah. Caught it. Thank God. Oh, that is so satisfying. Fucking all this time wasted, and now we finally possess Regirock, so sweet. Alright, cool. 2 out of 3 of the originals done. Now that just leaves Registeel. After Registeel, we're completely done. That's exciting. Very exciting, actually. I'm ready to get this done. Hell yeah. Okay, like I was saying, I don't ever smoke. I don't know. I guess I can see why people think it's a thing where it's like maybe relieving stress. I personally don't think the idea of smoking really helps any for that kind of stuff. It's a bad addiction, and frankly, even if it did help, fucking gives you fucking... It can give you cancer. I don't like that at all. I don't know. I don't really get that part of smoking and why so many people just smoke anyway. I personally feel like one thing I would not want to risk is having cancer from fucking smoking, so yeah, I feel like I would not want to fucking do any smoking. Although some of the smoking ads are just rather fucking stupid and rather annoying. I haven't seen any that I can think of that are actually clever. They're just fucking saying like, oh yeah, you shouldn't smoke. If you do, bad things happen. And it's like, okay, cool, I get what you're saying, but I mean... Frankly, I don't really feel like it's really driving your point home any further. I don't know, anti-smoking commercials are rather dumb a lot of the time. Okay, I forgot where the fuck Registeel is at again. I think I've been near it before. I just want to make sure I actually mark it on my fucking map so we can actually open the door, get in there, get this started today so that I can actually be ready for it. Oh my god, though. I've got to say, after all I've been doing for these past few shiny hunts, how bad things have gone, it feels super satisfying to have a shiny hunt that just ended in a single day, and I got a shiny in fucking only 218 encounters. That's actually relatively tame compared to everything else I've done. It feels satisfying as fuck being done. Right, I think I know what I need to do here. Let me get off my bike. Whoops. How do I do it again? Plus, there we go. Yeah. How do I... What button is the whistle? Fuck. There we go. Wait, what? Okay, I'd be right by the door. A little weird. Very weird, actually, in my opinion. I'd send a test message on the chat really quick. See what everyone... See if it's working and make sure I'm not fucking crazy about seeing no fucking activity, so... Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna save my game. I'll put around the statue here, 1 second. Save once. Say twice. Be safe. Okay, cool. Making sure we're done, we're ready. I guess I should practice my strategy just a little bit so that I've got an idea of how I should be handling Registeel ahead of time. That way there's no problem with it. What a beautiful shiny. Double check him and look at him again really quick. Okay, here's another thing I was going to talk about for a little bit. Talking about smoking commercials or ads or whatever. I'm curious exactly what everybody is seeing for dumb commercials, whether it be smoking, whatever, just any type of fucking ad you've seen that's really fucking stupid and really fucking cheesy. Also, time to change the target to Registeel. Whoops, that's weird. I guess I forgot to import the fucking sprite on here. Give me a second or two, actually. 1 second or two. I've got to make a few changes while I'm doing this. I got my target so early that it caught me off guard, so now I need to just really quickly update. Got it in my folder. A little annoying having to go and find a fucking picture every time I want to do this, though, not gonna lie. Play. And 1 second. Here we go. 1. Here we go. New shiny target already put up. Let's try testing out our stuff we're doing and see what we can pull off here. Do I have any fighting moves on this guy? No? Just wondering, because I mean, fighting type's effective and maybe it would have been useful. Not that I care too much. Oh, I got Hammer Arm if I really wanted to use it. Ooh. Actually, I need another Pokemon in my party here because I seem to not have a lot to work with in this regard, but okay, whatever. Anyway, like I was saying, and I'm talking about dumb ads like smoking stuff and smoking ads or whatever. Smoking's obviously not good. I'm curious though, like, what are some dumb commercials you guys have seen? Can I just get a Hammer Arm in for right now so I can practice? I just need to make sure I have a hit that actually shows me how much damage I get. Okay, Hammer Arm is really, really low on damage. Also, obviously I'm not going to care too much. I'm not going to say much about this and say, like, hope you guys in chat don't smoke or drink, only because the fact it can be a hazard to safety. I don't really give too much of a shit if it's something you do, it's your life. I'm not going to fucking make a big deal out of it, but I mean, those commercials, as stupid as they are, make a lot of sense. I've never drank any in my entire life, and I've definitely never smoked any because I've never really felt the need to for either one of them. I mean, I'm sure drinking might make you feel less stressed out and maybe have some benefits. In fact, I'm sure I've heard of a few proper benefits to drinking, but I don't think I would ever drink willingly, frankly. Just not got the interest in it. Okay, cool. I've got a strategy. So I nuzzle Hammer Arm, and then I just sit there and continually Dragon Claw it when it turns up shiny. I don't know. I hear a lot of stories about stuff, especially drunkenness, that are like really bad. I mean, DUI, I think that's the right word. Yeah, DUI is especially common, at least in the States, it feels like. You hear about accidents where people fucking end up goddamn killing somebody or crashing into another car or something bad happening when they're drunk, and God knows you should never drink and drive. It's just not going to end well. I mean, in general, I think there's a lot of downsides to drinking. It's not really any big of a deal. Like, it's up to the person drinking to know their own limit, though. I don't know. I don't like the idea of, like, feeling different and goddamn doing something that I would regret if I drank any, and also I don't feel like it's super healthy. I don't think I would want to drink at any point. That's weird. Is there not a fast travel point where I'm thinking of, or is this it? Maybe this is it. Let me see. Are we? Yes, we are. We're right near the spot I want. Okay, cool. Did I remember to heal everybody, or did I forget? Okay, fucking thank God. I was gonna say if we didn't, that'd be a little embarrassing to go all that way and then forget to get the heal. Okay, good. Just making sure. Let's get into here and do this again. Where was I? It's always interesting to see how somebody acts when they're drunk, though. Get the fucking, like, happy drunks who are fucking crazy, or the drunks who get really, really mad, or you got people who start crying all the time. I don't think anybody really enjoys being around drunk people too much. Usually they end up being a little bit unpleasant and not fun to put up with, so yeah, I'd say not a great or satisfying experience in the slightest. Just do not like dealing with that kind of stuff. Hang on a second, I just want to double check my Pokédex one more time for whatever reason. I don't know why I feel the need to. Obviously I've got Regirock now. There we go. Satisfying having all these shinies of these guys so far. Just need Registeel now. Okay, right. Let's continue like I was doing. So do any of you guys drink any? I'm just curious. I'm never had it. I am kind of curious how it tastes, but I don't want to find out, frankly. Like, I've always drank, like, soda or whatever. I just don't feel like I would care for it either. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let me take a look at something else I want to talk about for a second and see if there's anything I want to bring up. We're going to go on until I end up getting my... Yeah, we're going to go on until we get to 100 encounters, and then from there, we'll stop after I get to 100, so we'll see exactly how this turns up. And if I actually get something soon, cool. If not, not really the end of the world. Wait, did I actually hit the wrong button and... Fuck, oh yeah, I did, my bad. Whatever, I'm not gonna count that just in case it was actually at 4, just to make certain. I'm thinking on what all I want to talk about. I am not too certain at the moment, actually. Here's something for a little bit, just food for thought, for talking for a little bit. Do you guys think we'll see E3 this year, or do you guys think it'll still be canceled? I remember talking about this with a friend a little bit on a stream. It was namely that he said he didn't think it happened because the fact that coronavirus is still around, I can see that being a fair reason why we wouldn't get an E3 this year. I kind of miss E3, though. I feel like I'd like to see E3 happen, and frankly, I'd be super down for E3 happening really, really soon, like this, or not soon, having this year, and making up for last year. I didn't find the Summer Games Fest thing they did as a replacement super exciting either. I'm sure there were people who really enjoyed it. I fucking didn't really have the most enjoyment out of it. It wasn't bad, but I didn't find myself really, really, like, super into it. I don't know. Summer Games Fest was alright, though. It was cool. It was really cool. I'm sorry if I'm, like, fucking freaking out a little bit, like, over my shiny luck earlier. I wanted to check this thing again. I don't know why I keep fucking coming back to it. I guess it's just that I'm so happy that I got my shiny early. It happened, like, so much quicker than I was expecting it to, and good God, is it fucking gorgeous. What a fucking beauty of a shiny. It looks like probably one of the best shiny Regis out of all 6 of them. In fact, I think, well, not the best. I think Regigigas is my favorite, but Regirock is definitely probably like number 2, if not number 3. Registeel's really good too, so I mean, I'm looking forward to getting this guy as well. I love the design for it too. The fucking green on it kind of reminds me of like copper rusting over whatever the right word is. Not copper, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's got the same coloration of like the Statue of Liberty did. Or does, I should say. God damn it. Where was I? I talked about something and I kind of forgot, actually. My bad if I'm having some fucking really, really stupid moments. Oh yeah, I'm talking about E3. I miss E3. It was fun. Nice little occasion to sit down and watch a bunch of press conferences, talk with your friends, or watch streamers react to it. Also, seeing the new games for the first time live. There's something indescribable about watching E3 that just makes it feel satisfying, very satisfying, and goddamn, I'd be lying if I said I didn't love that about E3. I do genuinely miss that part of it. just seeing something in an environment short enough that doesn't take too long and works out well is good. Summer Games Festival did a lot of things right, but I feel like it took a lot longer than it needed to, putting out so many different days of it, and I don't know, I feel like the announcement kind of lost a little bit of their steam over time, because it felt like they were going really slowly. There was some good stuff, but I think I like E3 being able to be like a bunch of big announcements being shown off at this one event, and encouraged everybody to make their projects ready for E3, and made a very exciting time. I mean, if E3 dies, I'll be a little bit sad. I hope it doesn't. I hear people talking about how it's going to die off, and I'd like E3 to stick around because it's an exciting part of each year, actually. The biggest thing I don't like about E3 is how a lot of companies treat it for a place to show products that are video game related, not actually video games. And also, some of the fucking things that are shown at E3 they're not great. Like, hey, like when you see somebody reveal, what was it I'm thinking of? Yeah, see they reveal like a press conference or whatever, and then it turns into like a fucking musical thing or whatever. They sit there talking about their sponsorship they got or whatever. That happened in Microsoft streams a few times, I think. It's like, nobody's here to hear about you talk about a partnership and all these other things that you fucking got into for like future relations. I mean, they're not future relations, just like partnering with like a car company for a car game or whatever. Nobody really gives a shit about that. It's like, we just came here for the video games. We're not here to hear you talk about how great it is that you got into a partnership with X or Y company. I don't know. If it's like two companies that are video game companies collaborating, that's a little bit of a different matter, but outside of that, that's really something that I don't care about too much at E3. So I need to check one more time on the chat, because I need to make sure it's okay. I hope I'm not sending too many test messages in the chat. I just want to make sure it's working correctly. Thinking here for a second or two. I'm curious what you guys would say on this. What's historically the best? It's like the company that does the best E3s. I'm curious what the general consensus on best E3s are. I definitely feel like I lean more towards Nintendo being one of my favorites. I genuinely think Nintendo does a great job with their E3 presentations most of the time. Not always. There's plenty of times where Nintendo's kind of fucked up and then made their presentation not very interesting, not that great to watch. So I can say Nintendo's good, but they've done some rather stupid presentations sometimes. E3 2012 was one that was really lame. I think the 2008, I'm not actually sure what year that was. I remember one that was really boring and all the focus is on fucking Wii music that literally nobody gave a shit about. That was one that was kind of eh. Let's see, what else was there that I can't remember? I think 2015 had a bad E3 as well, if I'm not mistaken, and 2016 wasn't much better considering they hinged everything on Breath of the Wild, and I won't lie, that kind of didn't really feel like it was a worthwhile decision for them to put literally everything they had into Breath of the Wild. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, I wonder if Breath of the Wild 2 is coming this year. I think there's a high probability, actually. I get the impression that if we don't get it, it'll be purely because of coronavirus slowing the whole development process down, so I could see that maybe being a reason why there's no release for it. Other than that, I think they're ready for it. Also, I think the game is primed to be a big anniversary title, so I could see it easily getting released this year. Also, there's been quite a bit of footage of it. Not, I want to say not a lot of footage. I'm not sure that's true, but like there's been a lot of media release of it, I should say, and the game seems fairly far into development, so assuming that it's not done, I wouldn't understand that. It seems like they've put out a lot of media for something that wouldn't be finished in that regard. It's not Metroid Prime 4 or Bayonetta 3 where we've got like a tiny little tease of nothing to show. It's the whole cutscene, basically, and it leaves us interested in the story, so I'd say, yeah, I think it's happening. This year, maybe, even. See, I'm thinking on a moment, too. Things I mean to bring up, actually. Let's talk about the Zelda series for a little bit, just, like, talking about whatever comes to mind. You guys play Zelda very often, just out of curiosity? Like, I think I talked about it. Maybe I talked about it yesterday. I'm not actually certain. I think I've beaten most of the Zelda games. I think I talked about this a little bit, but I just want to talk about it again for a little bit. I can't name, like, one besides maybe the multiplayer games that I can think of that I actually haven't beaten. Beaten all the 3D games. I've beaten Breath of the Wild. I've beaten Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. I've beaten Skyward Sword. I think I already mentioned Breath of the Wild. I've beaten both the sequels to Wind Waker as well, and I've beaten them. I think I've beaten all the 2D games, actually. I can't think of anything I haven't beaten besides maybe stuff like BS Zelda and mirrored versions. I'd like to do the multiplayer stuff, though, sometime. Maybe ever Sim used the Wii U emulator, isn't it? I was thinking, dang, is it called Citra? Citra might be pretty good for doing streams of those games one day. I think that'd be fun. Sit down and do it with... I don't know if it'd be viewers or what. I'd have to think about it. I kind of miss the old Zelda formula. We don't actually get any new Zeldas that are in the same vein of older 3D Zelda, and we haven't had a new 2D Zelda in a while. I mean, we got the remake of Link's Awakening. I want to see brand new 2D Zelda game, actually. Ugh. I don't know why my throat feels a little funny. My tone of voice feels a lot weirder than I want it to right now. It feels like I'm a little upset, and I don't know why, because I don't feel like there's anything I should be upset about, but for some reason, I feel like I'm having something bother me at the moment. Whatever. Let's talk about something else other than Zelda right now, actually. What else is there that's going on right now? Any big news? I mean, game-wise, I don't see anything online when I look. I tried looking for anything good and haven't seen anything. Also, I think I'm going to take a slight bathroom break in a little bit. I was hoping I could hold on for a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to need to go to the bathroom in like the next 5 or 6 encounters. I'm going to do it at 25, I think, and then we'll just take that as a short AFK break. I might actually take a little bit of time to get myself a bit of water. I'll keep talking, though. Let's see here. I think I want to talk about at the moment. Some stuff that's pretty good. Talk about. Here's another thing I haven't talked about that I don't think of. Favorite power-ups in video games. I'm not sure about my favorite. I like Mega Man in particular, like in the series design. I like how Mega Man is designed where he gets the Robot Masters or the Maverick or whatever, he gets their power when he beats them. I like that about Mega Man. That's one of the more unique takes on how powers in a game work. I like the idea he beats them and then he steals their power from them. That's actually a somewhat novel concept in my opinion, and I find it to be really, really good. I don't know. Something about it just fucking sits well with me in the way where I kind of like the way it's handled. I really, really genuinely love playing Mega Man games, so I do enjoy seeing what all they do with each new Robot Master in each game. Speaking of which, I'm going to need Mega Man games soon. I missed the series quite a bit, and I'd like to see it return again, hopefully soon. I mean, it wasn't super long since Mega Man 11, but I'd like a new Mega Man game if Capcom will do it. It'd be cool to see it X9 or Mega Man Legends 3 by now, actually. Give me a second or two. Just thinking on what I want to talk about for a little bit. I guess this is something decent to talk about. I was going to talk about something I saw on another stream. You guys ever seen those things like on Twitch? I don't know if YouTube has them, the unban appeals. I remember seeing somebody do like a little game with that where they made it where it's like people who did something wrong in the chat, they look at the unban appeals for like a little bit of a way to play a game with the chat, and chat helps decide whether or not the person gets unbanned. I thought that was really, really neat. I don't think YouTube has a feature like that. I'd be interested if they did to see exactly how that works, or even if it doesn't, like, it would be fairly interesting, I feel like. The only problem is not a lot of people around and watch something like that. I don't know, I like the idea of seeing how community reacts to that kind of thing. Just a neat little novel idea. I really appreciate people in streaming communities or wherever who can come up with like really fun, innovative ways to do streams, and I wish I could be creative like that, but I mean, my streams are pretty much just streams where we hang out and then talk about whatever while I do either shiny hunting or just want to play the game normally, just guess whatever. I feel like it's not that bad though. It's a fun way to sit down and talk about anything on your mind, get stuff off of your brain for a little bit. Also, I'm going to get over to the statue really fast, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take that AFK break, actually, after I double-check my Pokédex. I'm sure I'm fine, but to be safe, yeah, okay. I'll be taking a quick 5, maybe 10-minute break. I just need to go to the bathroom pretty badly, so be back in a few. Give me a second, I'll put the BRB up for you guys. Let's see, where is it again? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Thought for a second it wasn't working. Let me center this for you guys where you can see it better. There we go. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Give me just a second or two. I'll pull the BRB screen back down so we can continue. I just need that break for a little bit so that I could make sure everything was all good. Everything in chat okay? Because I have yet to see any messages in some time, and not gonna lie, it's a little on the concerning side. Not super concerning, but I mean, enough that it's like, yeah, I'd like to know if the chat's okay, and I've only sent messages for myself. Let me reload the page, actually, so I can verify everything's working correctly. I forget if we talked about this already, but I guess we have, probably, maybe not a whole lot. How do you guys feel about that AI dungeon stream I did? I thought that was a fun time. Pretty good little stream. It was something I enjoyed quite a bit, so I was very, very happy to finally get myself some time to sit down and actually use it. It ended up going really, really well and being a lot of fun. Oh, excuse me, I've got some weird case of burps right now. Like I was saying, AI Dungeon was such a great tool. Made some fun stories. I'm looking forward to playing it again. If you guys want to throw me some prompts, I'll be more than happy to maybe use them on the next time I play it, actually. I wanted to do that last time and nobody really dropped by to do anything with it. But whatever. Not a big deal if not. I don't mind either way. Let's see, it's not AI Dungeon. I think I was in... Oh yeah, I was going to mention stealth games for just a moment or two. We'll get to that in a second, though. I'm curious, do you guys play stealth games any, or do you guys not care for them? You guys like them or not? I'd just like to hear opinions on them. Metal Gear's the big one. Hey, I don't know if Death Stranding is a stealth game. I'm actually not certain about that one. I don't think it counts as a stealth game. I'm not sure what genre that game is, to be totally honest. I have not seen anybody name a specific genre when talking about it. Just a weird, weird game, in all honesty. Anyway, where was I again? I got distracted. Stealth games, right. One thing I don't like about stealth games a whole lot, even though I enjoy them overall, I don't like how the games tend to chastise you for fucking using, like, lethal weapons or non-lethal. Actually, mostly just, yeah, using lethal weapons, and there's an option for non-lethal. I don't understand why you're given a choice if you can make certain that you actually... Yeah, you are given a choice if they're just going to make it irrelevant if you end up doing one path or the other. It's like... I'd feel like having non-lethal should be a way to get to the ending in the same way that getting the ending through lethal is. I don't feel like you should be getting penalized for playing the game normally. I don't know about you guys, when I play stealth games, I like to go for lethal because I feel like it usually adds a little more to the game, makes the game feel a little more fun because you get to do something exciting with it, whereas with non-lethal, it's okay, but non-lethal is kind of... It's not bad, just feel like non-lethal ends up with more problems, especially if you end up fucking... you end up fucking not killing somebody and then they wake up later, or they alert somebody, or something along those lines happen. That's not fun if something like that happens when you're playing the game. That's one reason I don't like non-lethal takedowns in stealth game. It's rather annoying to keep up with. I guess it adds a little bit of a challenge, but I mean, I don't really love it, honestly. Speaking of stealth games, anybody played any recently? Anybody got any good ones? I know Hitman just came out, actually, with Hitman 3, and I've never played the modern Hitman trilogy, so I'm actually thinking of maybe getting that at some point. I don't know if I'd get it anytime soon if I did, but looks like a very, very good game, and the Hitman games in general seem like a fairly decent time. I recall hearing some of the ones before this trilogy, like some of the old ones, were not aged great, so never had a chance to properly play them. Thinking on the stealth game thing. Oh, yeah, isn't there the thing about non-lethal versus lethal? Excuse me. Ugh. One thing I like is when games give you an option between the two and they don't pressure you with it. Sorry, my throat's bothering me. Get that nasty fucking choking sensation kinda. It doesn't feel very good. Ugh. Yeah, like I was saying, I like when a game makes it where there's more fun stuff and it happens and you're non-lethal rather than forcing you to, like, for instance, at least in some of the Metal Gear games, I don't know if it's in that many, I think it's mostly in the big boss games, like, you get some pretty neat stuff for doing, like, non-lethal, like you can recruit enemy soldiers and end up getting them on your side, and like a lot of the big boss games for Metal Gear, like the Big Boss Saga or whatever, or that's something I always found to be pretty good. Also, you get to attach the Fulton to them, and in Metal Gear Solid 5, when you do that, it's pretty funny. I just like the idea of somebody getting a fucking parachute or balloon or whatever you want to call it attached to their back, and then they scream as they go flying off. It's so fucking stupid. The game did a lot of dumb and funny stuff, even though the game is... It's not bad, but it feels like it wasn't finished. Like, I do find it funny, though. The stuff like you can fucking attach a fucking Fulton to a goat and then watch it fucking go flying up in the sky. And I like the way they handle that. That's something that's goofy. Something like that where you can recruit people or have a silly cutscene or something you do fucking non-lethal. That's more incentivizing, in my opinion, and instead of tying it to a fucking bad ending. You're gonna do a bad ending, good ending, why not make it something where it's somewhat easy to opt into either ending you want, and then just let you pick and choose based off your preference. I guess I get why devs do it. They do it for the sake of, oh, it's a morality thing. If you kill people, then you're a bad person. It's like, I feel like nobody who's playing the game is fucking thinking about it in this method, but the devs are willing to, like, try and call people out over it, and it's like, really? This is what you're doing? You're really gonna sit here and try to make people feel guilty for taking out enemies in a video game? It's like, it's really not that big of a deal. I don't know. I feel like it's something I just find really stupid. I don't know. Whatever. Not really a big deal in the first place, though. Oh, man. You know, actually, I'm curious. Did I remember to save a clip of what I got earlier with Regirock? I think I did. Let me see. I just wanted to double check, actually. I wish there was a way to speed up the clips a little bit so I could actually see if see exactly how long it took really quick to get to this point. I'm glad I clipped it, though. I'm really glad I clipped it. I have way too many fucking junk clips on my Switch I need to delete later. Fucking shit like Clubhouse game wins or whatever that's completely irrelevant and doesn't actually fucking matter. I need to get rid of some of those fucking clips. Oh man, I have too much junk in there. Alright, whatever. Back to what I'm doing now with Registeel, since I already have my Regirock. Just wanted to double check if I got the clip on my Switch or not, and it seems we do. Good to know. I wonder if there's any chance we can get this guy, like, relatively fast, like we did with getting Regirock. I wonder if there's any chance we can potentially get Registeel quickly. I am guessing there's a very, very small chance. Actually, I've been wanting to do a shiny video, like, relatively soon. I don't know how long. Like, a compilation for Pokemon, if you guys are interested. I wanted to do, like, a thing for my channel where we just do a quick overview of all the shinies I've obtained in 2020, and just, like, how, like, all the major ones I got on stream. I'd probably even keep the ones from the Dynamax Adventures in there that I got on stream. Won't show anything that's, like, too underwhelming, like the fucking Alcrene somebody hosted. That's something I don't really care about, but I want to put up a thing where I can show exactly all the shinies I've gotten over the last year in did I say 2019? I meant to say 2020. Just, like, every shiny I've collected over the year. Just for the hell of it. It's like, why the fuck not? Make a thing full of memories. Even though I hate how Flapple was a thing that was supposed to be a 2019, I think, I guess, yeah, 2019 hunt that ended up stretching just barely into fucking 2020, so I didn't like that a whole lot. Some good memories this year, or last year, from, like, shiny hunting. Not good memories of the fucking virus, though. Something that's really goddamn lame, actually. Let's see. Give me a second or two. I'm just thinking on what I want to talk about. Here's something else that'll be somewhat interesting for discussing for a little bit. How do you guys feel on those, like, kaiju battle things, like movies that have that, or also fucking video games, whatever? I always found those to be really good, especially like the original Godzilla movies and Godzilla games, I guess you could say. Those were really, really good, and I genuinely enjoyed making certain that I got my a good watch out of those, and I wanted to watch them. Don't watch them very often, but like seeing two monsters duke it out and destroy shit or whatever, it's usually pretty fun. The Godzilla monsters just cheesy, goofy stuff, and they had a very, very particular spot. Actually, haven't checked on that trailer for the new one yet. I need to. I don't know if it'll be worth it or not. I'd like to look into the whole thing with Godzilla versus King Kong and see if I actually like the way the trailer looks. I don't know if I've watched a Godzilla movie all the way through, unfortunately, even though I like the way they're handled. I'm gonna have to sit down and watch them sometime. Just fun to watch two monsters fucking duke it out. Really goofy stuff. You know, one of my favorite games I was going to mention that I had forgot about since I was talking about this kaiju thing, not really all-time favorite, a game on, I think it's GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever at the time. There was a Godzilla game that came out called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters and Melee or whatever, and I remember when I picked that up when I was younger, that was a lot of fun. There's something really satisfying about picking up a game like that and then just messing around with it. Get to pair up the monsters in the game, have different death matches in it, do all sorts of stupid, crazy stuff with it, and have a lot of fun with it. And I genuinely enjoyed that about that game, and thought it was a great GameCube title, one of the more fun third-party ones I picked up. And I don't know who the fuck made it. I have to double check. That was a good game. Maybe we should stream that sometime. I've been wanting to broaden my horizons into streaming some games I wanted to play that I haven't, that are like more niche or whatever, games that not a lot of people talk about. GameCube's got a lot of good games like that too. A lot that I really, really enjoy. There's a lot that I'd like to catch up on, like that Geist game or whatever it's called. Eternal Darkness, those kind of things. See about how much I like them. Actually, speaking of GameCube, I didn't really like the Wii as much for whatever reason. Felt like they didn't have as many good games on it. Still a good system, but kind of lacking in a few areas. I don't know. Might just be my 2 cents, honestly. I wonder if we're going to get a Nintendo Direct in another month or two. I'd like to have one. It seems like started the year, which is not bad. It's been boring, though. Nothing really exciting going on this year. Just been kind of a year with really much of nothing going on the whole time, and everybody's waiting on the vaccine. I wish we could have a fucking vaccine ready already, because I really do want it to get out and go do stuff. Or maybe it'd help with the game industry too, and like getting games out quicker. It's been getting lonely being pent up all inside all alone all the time, though, really has. It's not a great way to handle life, and I guess everybody's going through that at the moment, though. Okay, give me a second or two. I'm thinking on what I want to talk about. I got a lot of stuff on my thing I want to bring up, so, Here's another topic for a little bit. Do you guys prefer, when you're watching YouTube videos, do you guys prefer to see longer videos or shorter videos? I think I prefer shorter videos by an extent. I can appreciate a good, well-done, long video. I think I've talked about this before. I kind of nod off and get a little bit tired, though, when I watch a really, really long video. I think my limit for usually watching easily is like, I don't know, like, say, 20 minutes. And when it comes over that, it ends up being a fucking thing where it's like, cool, I just don't think I'm going to be able to sit down and watch the whole thing. I don't know, they're good. There's some good, very good longer videos, but it's not easy to watch them. I don't know what my perfect length for a video is. I guess maybe one of those videos like Michael Reeves does, where he fucking makes the robots. Those are usually not too bad in length. Those are fun. I think 10 minutes is a good standard for a YouTube video. Too bad there's a lot of creators out there that have been going like over like an hour or whatever, and it's cool, but it's like I'd prefer they didn't make their videos like super hard to watch. Also, Game Theory's been like really aggressively putting up new videos lately, and it's not bad, it's just not the kind of thing that I'm super interested in. I'd find that theories that show up on Game Theory are kind of sometimes, and not something I really love looking at, frankly. Alright, YouTube channel, but not really my favorite. Vsauce has got good videos as well. Scott the Wasp has got really good videos, but they're also a little on the lengthy side sometimes, and I don't really love that. Let's see, who else can I think of that I want to bring up really quickly? Donkeys are great, fucking short videos. They don't last too long. They're very fun and very good to watch. I'm not sure if Jaden Animations put anything new up. She has very good animated videos, so I want to check on her stuff. You guys watch any animated series? Any? Just out of curiosity? Or do you guys not care about that? Not anime necessarily. I guess anime isn't a bad term to describe some of this stuff, but I'm talking like hand-drawn animation, like how Jaden does her stuff, or not even just Jaden, just like in general, that kind of thing where it's like animated very carefully, usually like smaller budget stuff. I always enjoy watching a video that's got like a really cool animation style to it, and is really well done. Can make some stuff that really shines in the videos, and honestly, it just kind of feels lame seeing how sometimes, like, it feels lame seeing that these videos don't get very much credit. Also, I can imagine all the people who've moved into working into animation, like, full-time, and how hard that is. I hear it's not a very simple, like, work line. You have to do good job drawing and animating, and also, on top of that, you gotta keep things somewhat interesting, keep things working well. Also, animating for a living must be really fucking challenging, I could imagine. I don't think I would ever want to attempt that. I'm not very good at drawing stuff in general, it feels like, so yeah, I'll be honest when I say that I don't really love the idea of animating myself. I mean, I'd like to try, maybe, but I don't know if I could handle it. Maybe there's some good ways to teach yourself, I don't know. See, thinking on animated channels, actually, that are really good. Ross has one that's really good. Rubber Ross makes good stuff. His animation's good. I don't know if he still does mostly animations, though. He might be just doing more videos, but I mean, he's got very good content. I enjoy his stuff pretty well. Let's see, who else is another big animator on YouTube? Well, odd ones that I hear about. I've never really watched his stuff too much, to be honest, and can't think of any others. You know, I'm always jealous when I see somebody who designs, like, artwork for games, actually, when we're talking about animation. Or animates games, too. Like, I genuinely... excuse me, ugh. I feel jealous of that, because it's like, that must take a lot of effort and be fairly rewarding to get a lot of people checking it out. It must be hard, though, fucking sitting there, goddamn drawing and animating everything, and then getting everything to run it. Even drawing, I mean, technically you could do it in like a 3D thing, that's probably more likely, but yeah, it's like, I feel like that's something where, frankly, yeah, I have a lot of admiration and also a lot of jealousy for that, because it looks so easy for them, but so challenging, and I doubt I could ever get into it, and I wish I could, because animation is always really fucking cool. My drawing is not great either. I need to work on sketching or whatever in my spare time and try to improve it. Maybe I'll do that. That might be something fun to mess around with. I'd like to try to, and maybe even bring some of it up on stream and show it if I end up doing it. I don't know if I have a good place to sit down and draw at. I can only imagine how hard it must be doing like an animated series and sitting there animating for an anime and then continually having to spend every day animating something. That must be very difficult, to say the least, actually. I bet that's a very hard job. I doubt anybody here can talk about it. I'd love to hear, like, in inside of like how it's like working at a game company and doing a game development job. I feel like that'd be really, really cool and something that'd be very much worth looking into. I hear there's some really nasty parts of working in game development, though, that aren't very exciting, so yeah, don't really feel like I know if I'd like doing it too much. So when I get to 60 encounters, I'm going to go ahead and put some music on for you guys. If you want to listen to something, just for the sake of spicing things up a little bit. There's same fucking music going on entire hunt, and we've been doing this for 2 Pokemon today since I got my Regirock quick, so might as well spice things up a little bit with some good custom music from other games. When I say custom, it's not really custom, but it's like put some other music on that'll be more interesting than just listening to the same exact song over and over again. I don't know, the Reggie theme's not bad, but I wish they had like maybe a slight variation for each one or whatever, so it wasn't the same fucking theme you hear every time you go into a battle with them, just so it'd be a little more personal. Here's another question that'll be fun. What legendary Pokemon and Pokemon has the best battle music, or really, like, what's the best music in Pokemon? I'm curious to hear about opinions on this. Excuse me. Give me a second or two. Whoops. Public. I was looking at some subjects, my bad. I was looking at some stuff on my list. Before we continue, and I was talking about something else, I think, whatever, though. You guys ever use taxis or Ubers? I'm curious. I know they're pricey. I've done it once when I was in, like, LA. I don't think we have them in my area. They seem like they cost a lot. I don't even think there'd be any reason to right now. I mean, Uber Eats is a thing. I guess you could use that for food, but there's not really much reason to Uber when there's a fucking pandemic out and there's nothing interesting you can really do or nothing exciting going on, so not really any point in using Uber. I mean, I guess if there's some stuff maybe and you can't drive yourself around, then it might be decent to get Uber just for the sake of making sure you can get around easy. I've only used it the time I've been in LA. I've never had any other chances. It's just too small of a city where we're at to actually fucking have Ubers. A little unfortunate, but I don't think I'd want to pay like a ton of money to get an Uber in the first place, so whatever. Thinking here on what else I want to bring up, because that ended up being a lot quicker than what I wanted to. I think the problem with taxis and Ubers is the fee can be really, really high. Also, if you get stuck in a car with someone who's rather, I don't know what the right word for it is, like, rather talkative or, like, quick to assert their opinions on everything, can be rather irritating. If you got somebody who's, like, very aggressively suggesting their opinion every time you talk to them. Some Uber rides I've been on that are a little bit less than comfortable and not great, honestly. Couldn't name any that I can think of. Worst experience I think I've had has been fucking coming near where I'm at and then just fucking leaving and not actually saying anything, because I guess there was like construction on the road. I've had some points where that kind of stuff's happened. It's like I've tried to reach the meetup spot they arrange and it doesn't always work out, then that happens. I mean, that's only been, like I said, I've only done it when I was in that I understand it when I was in LA, excuse me, bleh. For a little bit, that is, for E3. Okay, we're gonna get some new music. Let me make sure I turn the music off in case. Yeah, okay, just making certain. Let's see, what should we play music from? I'm not certain. I bet we do some music from Bowser's Inside Story, and then we'll switch over to another video game soundtrack. 1 second. What's the name of the fucking Mario and Luigi one? Oh, I remember Okie Dokie, that's it. Yeah, just trying to get the right songs. My bad. Hold on if it takes a second or two. There we go. This will be a good song for right now. I need to fix my Chrome. 1 moment. I'll be on this while I'm doing this. Okay, unmute. There we go. Turn that down just a little bit, though. It's loud, really loud. Okay, that seems good. If it's too loud and nobody can hear my voice, I mean, let me know and I'll turn it down. Just need to make sure that we actually have it at a comfy volume level that I can listen to. And you guys, too, preferably, if you really want to listen to it. That way, you can all hear the music fine. I think I've discussed it already for a little bit. What's everyone's favorite game soundtracks, actually? I'm not sure about my all-time favorite. Either this, maybe Yoshi's Island. Pikmin's also good. One of those games I think would be my favorite. Hearing all the different music. Also, even if you never play a game, one thing I always enjoy, go around and listen to different game soundtracks. My god, composers on games can do a fucking wonderful job with their music sometimes, and I really, really enjoy it. Also, I hope I didn't accidentally add an extra encounter to the list by mistake when I was doing this, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to keep fucking counting upwards anyway, and make sure that I keep going. Hope this doesn't turn to a long shiny hunt. I really do. I want this to be over with quickly. Since I got Regirock, I'd like to get this guy relatively fast too, but I bet it won't be that easy. Maybe I'll be wrong about this. Speaking of well, as I say, speaking of the Reggies, I kind of wonder what the lore about these guys is. Maybe my Pokédex has some info. I'm curious. There's stuff about their creation. I think it's Regigigas made them all or something. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'll read that. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Let me get back to my entry I was looking at. Thank you. I'm gonna say, maybe I'll read that a little bit later so we can kind of look at the Pokédex info and see exactly what all it says. There's something fun about checking the Pokédex and seeing the info there. Critterpedia or Bestiary or whatever you want to call it in the game, those are always one of the more fun aspects of a game, in my opinion. Let's see here. Okay, right. I got another topic in a second. Give me a moment or two. Hi there, welcome to the stream. Oh, sorry, man. I can see your message, but the only Regidrago I have is a shiny Regidrago, and you have to understand that I can't lend you my shiny, especially not somebody that I barely know on the stream. If I had a non-shiny one, I'd be cool to let you borrow it, but I'm not gonna throw out my only shiny Regidrago in hopes that nothing goes wrong with it. Hey, welcome back, Wayne. You missed out on quite a bit of talking, but not really anything super important. We talked about a lot of things. Give me a second, I need to put some more music on. I need to make a playlist or something on my computer lately. Actually, while we're talking, anybody know if there's a good tool for PC where you can make a folder full of music and then have it play through songs automatically, it'll shuffle to the next song when you get done? I kind of want to do that for streams. I don't know how hard that'd be. I'd like to sit down and set up a playlist that'll just be set a song going, have it automatically transition to the next one when you're ready, and then do something like that. I'd love to make a feature where we can do that so we can have playlists we can shuffle music around on every now and then. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to trade my Regidrago off, and even then, I don't really try to trade for any legendaries I'm interested in. I'd hunt everything I want. I'm sorry, I just don't want to risk the legendary. It's nothing personal, but it's not exactly hard to see why anybody would be skeptical about it when it's very, very easy for somebody to take off with a shiny that somebody trades them. So I'm not really going to take a risk with it. I don't want to put any risk of them getting stolen, that's all. I don't want to have any scenario where that could happen. Oh man, let's see, hold on a second, I'm thinking here. Well, whatever. I think I'm going to have to put a stop on the shiny hunts in a little bit, actually. Not completely, but I said I was going to have to do some changes to the stream, and I meant it, and the new formatting I'm going to have to do isn't going to work as well with shiny hunting, unfortunately. I'm going to miss this a little bit, not too much. I mean, the fucking torment from shiny hunting definitely does not weigh the fucking does not weigh the pros of it, so whatever. Where was I? I think I talked about favorite soundtracks. What do you guys like for your favorite game soundtracks? Also, one other thing I was going to mention that I forgot. Anybody played the new Hitman game? I'm curious to hear about the opinions on Hitman 3, actually, if anybody's picked it up. I don't know how many people in my chat are, like, typed to buy most new games and they come out. I see a lot of streamers on Twitch. They'll pick up the next big new game relatively quickly, and then they'll stream it, like, immediately. Okay, give me a second. I need to figure out what I want to listen to. If you guys want, you could just list a game and we can play music from it, or I guess I'll pick, if not. Let's see here. Why don't we do some Mega Man music? Mega Man 2, Wily Castle theme, that'll be good. Okay, 1 second, let me just get this playing. There we go, this one's a fucking classic. Mega Man music is so goddamn good. Genuinely love it. Right, let me get my stream back where I can actually see the page that I was looking at again. Right, okay, cool, now I can see the chat. So like I said, anybody played Hitman lately or nobody? Just curious. I don't play stealth games super often, but I've always had like a slight passing interest in playing the Hitman series, and kind of interested in picking it up. It looks like a really, really good big new release. The only thing I'm concerned about is that apparently Hitman 3 seems a little on the short side. I hear there's like 6 operations you can do, and apparently the big catch of it is there's like a boatload of side missions you can do, which that's kind of cool, but I don't know if I have interest in playing it specifically for side missions. Nobody wants to talk about stealth games or anything like Hitman? That's okay, if not, just curious, just no response, that's all. Anyway, I got another topic I wanted to discuss for a little bit. So how do you guys feel about Amiibo, if I haven't already asked this? If I have, my bad. Do you guys like collecting them, or do you guys not care? Curious if you guys bother with collecting anything in general, actually, for games. I used to be really big on getting collector's editions for games, especially ones that I was really interested in. Nowadays, I kind of don't, and I don't really stray towards it any, so haven't really had any times where I've felt the need. I can't even remember the last time I actually got a collector's edition. I guess it was I got Xenoblade. That was like an exception to the rule more than it was a proper time where I bought it. Also, since I brought this up, how do you guys feel on pre-orders? I hear a lot of bitching about pre-orders in like the gaming world, or however he says game communities. I hear a lot of people talk about how like, you shouldn't pre-order, you're only feeding the devs more money when they don't need it. It's like, I don't know, I just like to get most of the games that I'm interested in on launch. I don't care about waiting like some people do and getting my game like later. Don't really have any interest in sitting there, what was I saying? Sitting there and waiting if I really want a game, not unless it's overpriced. Not interested in doing trades. I'm sorry, but isn't really the best place to be doing trading here. I need to update this description at some point, honestly. More focused on the shiny hunting, so I'm not going to be trading anytime soon. Okay, give me a second. I need to fucking make a playlist. This is my fault for not having something ready in advance for the sake of getting music, so 1 second. Okay, there we go. Alright. What shit, I need to turn this down just a little bit. I don't want it too loud. If the music's bad enough that it's like drowning out the talking, let me know so I can do something about it, because I don't want it to be so bad that you guys can't hear me say anything. Anyway, where was I? Heard the game as it improved once like Monster Hunter Rise. mostly do that. I mean, it depends on the situation. Sometimes I like doing it, sometimes I don't. There's a lot of games where I don't mind. Since I buy a lot of, like, games in general, and I end up buying a lot of first-party stuff, I usually buy my Nintendo games on launch, like at pre-order them, just because the fact that I typically don't go in expecting a discount to happen on Nintendo games at any point, like, early in their life, and otherwise I'll find myself waiting. Sometimes they even give, like, a double the gold coins bonus, so you have, like, a little bit of extra incentive to buy it early. Is it a great incentive? Not really, but anybody who's played Nintendo can tell you that waiting on Nintendo games to get a discount is absolutely stupid, because Nintendo has proven time and time again that they'll just sit on a game that they think is valuable enough and never give it a discount until, like, 5 years later when they release their Nintendo Select stuff. That's cool. I got Regice not that long ago, actually. I got mine... I don't know how long ago it was. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe. It took me a whopping, like, 3,000-ish encounters. It was like 3,220 or something. Absolutely a complete... It felt like I was being tortured the whole time, sitting there trying to get it, because had the shiny charm, just would not turn up shiny for me, and it took so goddamn long. It was frustrating. I've got to say, I'm actually really, really happy about today, how today's turned out, though. I did not expect this at all. This ended up being a fucking really fast shiny hunt, and I got my hands on Regirock in under 300 encounters, so... yeah, I think we got a really, really good shiny result for Regirock. Hope Registeel can pop up that quick, but I don't think it's going to. What's everyone's favorite out of these guys? I'm just curious, like, out of the Regis, which ones do you guys like the most? And also, which is your favorite shiny color? Out of the 5 that are in the temples, I think Regirock has my favorite shiny. And I think my favorite out of the normal ones is probably Regieleki. I just like the look of it quite a lot. As far as shiny colors go, in general, I think Regigigas may be my favorite of the shinies. Something about the blue on Regigigas looks really, really good. Whereas, I don't know, it's kind of sad how out of the whole group, literally only half of them have good shinies, and then the other half are kind of to be honest. I don't know, every time I look at Regidrago and look at his shiny, especially looking at Regice as well, it's like, really? This is the best you could come up with, and there was potential for so much more? You could have done something really cool, and you just, like, barely made any changes to these two. And Regieleki is not that great either, but I feel like it's at least a little bit more noticeable than the other two I just mentioned, so I actually like Regieleki shiny quite a lot. I don't think it's great. I mean, they could easily make it better, but I mean, I'd still like it. Oh, man. Ugh. Let's see, what else should we talk about? Just thinking on other things I want to discuss, actually, at the moment, because this is another thing I need to work on, thinking of more things I want to discuss. Give me a second or two. Okay, here's something that'll be fun to discuss. What's the worst, like, game you guys have played, or just a really, really bad game that you don't really enjoy? Just, like, really dumb stuff that you've played. I'm curious. Hold on a second. Let me get my... one more song. I'm going to switch over to another track from Bowser's Inside Story, and then after this, I don't know, maybe we'll go back to the game soundtrack. I need to find... I'm going to have to make a playlist. I like doing this, but I also want to have music playing quicker than this. Okay, there we go. Can you also shiny hunt Regirock? I mean... the only prerequisite for shiny hunting these guys, which is totally up to you to make sure you do it right, is really making certain that you have them, like, not actually caught beforehand. So, I mean, as long as you haven't got a Regirock in your party, then, I mean, not even your party. I mean, if you have one in your party, it's fine, but if you haven't caught the one in the temple, then you're all good. If you've caught the temple Regirock, then you're already screwed over for catching it, so... not really going to help you if you've already got a Regirock. If you don't, though, then yeah, you can shiny hunt it. I'd say probably go after the charm. I know there's a lot of people who are throwing out conflicting reports and arguing whether or not charm works. I'm pretty sure the data still supports shiny charm actually working on these guys, so better to use the shiny charm just for the sake of making certain that you actually get a better chance at them. Too bad it hasn't really been helpful in my experience so far. Literally both my first two, Regidrago and Regice, went, let's see, Regidrago went over 2,000, nearly at 2,500, and as far as Regice went, it went into the 3,000, so they've been kind of not the best in terms of numbers. I got lucky on my Regirock, though. Regirock came out really, really fast. How hard is it to get a shiny? I'll say this much about the shiny Regis. I feel like it's a lot harder to get shiny Regis than it is to get the Dynamax Adventure legendaries. Dynamax Adventures, you get like really, really low odds. The only thing that sucks about the Dynamax Adventures that you have to sit through and like finish all of like an entire raid without any problems, so that can be a little bit frustrating, but it's not too bad. You'll get your target in Dynamax Adventures overall a lot quicker than you would any other shiny you're hunting most of the time, so I'd say Dynamax Adventures is really good, and Regi's by a comparison is like you have to sit here hoping and praying you get something good. Give me a second, I'm looking up some more music really quick. But yeah, you have to sit here and pray that you get these guys within 1,000 encounters or less, so yeah, I'd say these guys are a lot harder, to be honest. Credits, there we go. 1 second. Sorry this is taking just a little bit longer than I'd like. Not always easy to get everything up like I'd like it to. Okay, there we go. Enjoy. This is one of my favorite songs from a game soundtrack. Oops, I need to fucking turn this down. I don't want it too loud again, like I said. Okay, I think that's good. Shit, where to put my controller? There it is. There to run and kill or run. To be honest, I am pretty sure the data that people have already like picked up on is basically they like confirmed that kill combo doesn't work on Regis. In fact, any static encounter doesn't actually get a boost from killing it. So literally, when you're doing the Regis or doing the Swords of Justice or whatever, your best answer to doing this would be to either A, do Runaway, or B, the other option is that you soft reset and sit there closing your Switch and reopening, not close the Switch, close the game and then reopen on the Switch and keep like activating the statue to keep trying to get the shiny. So those are like the best two options for shiny hunting them. I think the reset method might be a little bit quicker, but for some reason, I feel like I struggle to do the reset method properly for some reason, and I end up like messing up on counting or doing it fast. So I end up usually just sticking to the runaway method, and I feel like runaway works out generally pretty well, so I'd say I like the runaway method, and it's my preferred method. Obviously, what you use for shiny hunting is completely up to you, but I like the runaway method quite a bit. A little bit of a shame I can't do it for Regigigas, but I don't really give a shit about that. I'll just soft reset until I get a shiny Regigigas no matter what. A second. Never fail in Runaway? I mean, the important part of Runaway, or really any shiny hunt, is the fact that when you're doing the Runaway stuff, you pay close attention to the Pokemon you're, like, hunting. It's very, very imperative you don't fucking then lose attention on the Pokemon, that you actually pay close attention to what you're doing the whole time. It's a lot easier on Registeel, Regirock, and Regigigas because those three all have really, really easy to notice shinies, so the chances of you, like, looking away and not noticing it's a shiny are pretty low. All you have to do is, like, look at it and make sure the color checks out when you're checking for shiny. That way you can tell for those guys. The other three, It's a little bit harder because you have to pay attention for the sparkles or try to see if you can notice the color difference when you're looking, which is very, very light. I had nearly missed Regice when I was doing it. Literally the only thing that kept me from failing Regice, the fact I noticed the shiny sparkle. That was something that I was worried about the whole time, too. I'm surprised I actually noticed Drago on my first shot, honestly. I didn't think I would actually notice the fact the color was different. I think I can tell about Regirock, though. I only have one shiny Pokemon, what should I take? I've asked this in the chat room out of curiosity, and this is always a really hard question to answer. There's so many different shiny Pokemon out there that picking an exact favorite is so challenging. There's a lot of great shinies. Let me put the game music back on. I think we've spent plenty of time with other music for right now. My first instinct, even though it's not what I would probably go with overall, would be Charizard. Just because I like Charizard a lot. Charizard is one of my favorite Pokemon. I think Charizard has a great design, and as a result, I love Charizard. His shiny looks really, really good. It's one that I think is absolutely worth holding on to. I don't know if that'd be the best one or the one I'd pick for certain as my answer, though. I think if I had to go for one, it'd be a legendary. The problem is, which legendary would I want for shinies? There's so many legendaries out there that it's you have to narrow it down between one. It's good God, how do you even pick which one you want? Too many good ones. I think the answer for my favorite between the legendaries would probably... There's only two that I really think would be contending for it too much, and if I had to say, it'd probably be Rayquaza and Giratina, so realistically it'd be one of those two, and it'd probably be a very, very long decision between which one I actually want. I'm thinking if I picked anything, I'd probably go Rayquaza. I actually have a little bit of a history with Rayquaza that I've talked about on stream where I was younger, and I think I had a shiny Rayquaza pop up for my first encounter on Pokemon Emerald back when I was younger, and I was kind of a dumb kid who didn't know what a shiny was properly. I remember the Lake of Rage Gyarados, but I thought Lake of Rage Gyarados was a very, very extra special Pokemon and not actually something that was shiny. I didn't really know what shinies were back at that point, and I thought my game glitched out, and I fucking reset over Rayquaza because I thought it was a glitch, and once I found out later, it was kind of gutting that I ended up finding out that I'd accidentally resetted a super rare Pokemon and I'd missed my chance at a fucking shiny Rayquaza. That was probably one of the single stupidest mistakes I've ever done in a Pokemon game, and I fucking regret that. Regret that really, really hard. Not a big deal. I'm gonna reclaim it eventually, but I mean, still stings a little bit knowing I was facing a shiny one and I accidentally fucking didn't even realize it when I encountered it. That's the kind of thing that fucking sticks with you for a while when you do that kind of stupid shit. You see. I mean, Dragon. Yeah, I don't know what his German name is. I would have to look it up. There's a lot of different differences in Pokemon names and different languages. That's something I like about Pokemon and other games in general. It's really neat to see translation differences in games, especially when you see localization and see a company... Oh shit, I didn't count number 96, my fault. But yeah, it's always cool to see all the different translations, see all the interesting names that are used when it comes to what they decide on for, say, German, Japanese, whatever kind of language they use. It's always fascinating to see what difference there is. Some of them sound a lot cooler than their American or Japanese counterparts too. I don't know. I'm not sure what my favorite Pokemon name is though. I have to think on that one for a little bit. Well, not really a big deal. I guess maybe Applin. Applin's just got a nice design. The pun works really well, even though it's silly. let's see here. Thinking on what else I want to talk about for Raid Stop, actually. Not really got a whole lot left in the stream. I'm planning to end when I get to 100 encounters, so yeah. Well, whatever. Anyway, in the meantime, what's everyone's favorite Pokemon in chat? Just a fun topic that's usually good for discussing for a little bit. I feel like this is a good ending conversation piece, just because it's like everybody has their own favorite Pokemon, and it's usually different between whoever you ask. I feel like Charizard is really high up there for me, which is part of why I like the shiny of it a lot. Mewtwo's also definitely something I really love. I like the shiny as well, but I find Mewtwo's to be not as great as... Yeah, Mewtwo's not as great as some of the other legendaries. It's a good shiny. I like the tail color, but not an amazing one. I have a lot of love for Gen 1 Pokemon, but it's namely because I grew up with them, and I'll be honest that I don't feel like Gen 1 has the best Pokemon like some people do. I'm not Gen 1er, but there's a lot of great Pokemon designs when it comes to Gen 1. I can't name one of them that I actually don't like, so I can safely say Gen 1's got some of my favorites. Just a lot of good ones. Also, a lot of them have some fun, creative designs to them, even though, not to say there aren't any unoriginal ones. I mean, look at fucking Voltorb. Voltorb is literally a Pokeball, so yeah, it's kind of hard not to say there's a few unoriginal ones. Also, Grimer has a bit of an odd design, too. I don't know. Anyway, let's save the game. I'm ready to stop. See. I never got his Wombo. Encounter 100. Yep, we're at encounter number... Whoops, shit, I don't want to fucking touch it yet. I was going to save here. My fault. I don't actually know what Pokemon that is. I'll have to look it up later. I'm curious now. Like I said, there's a lot of cool Pokemon. It's always great to see everybody's favorites or talk about whatever. There's a lot of good Pokemon out there. Anyway, I didn't plan to go on for too long. I only extended the stream because I got Regirock today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I had a lot of fun. This was a pretty good shiny hunt in my opinion, and it ended quickly. And since that happened, we're picking up Registeel tomorrow. Trying to continue with this. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.